continue to slay the way that the Gorillas have been slaying so far in this game.
And I mean, what, Jay? It looks like LAG have come out with a solid game plan so far. I mean, you and I talked about how it was an interesting call for the Gorillas, but it appears that this has been the strategy coming into this map. It's no surprise, right? The percentages, the things that we've talked about with this Ravens roster is their breaking potential as Gizmo looks to try and put that to full force. He's able to take down 2 before dropping. LAG still with close spawns as they will reach that century mark. Ravens doing their best to try to fight through here from the front, and let's see exactly how those comms are sounding right now. Already in the big game are LAG, so let's go to a listen now with the Gorillas.
There's 2, another one on time. Back left, challenge.
Upper weak.
All good.
We're gonna flip.
Get out if we can.
Nice. We'll give you both. I spawn
30 seconds here.
I spawn ring as well. I'm wrapping back. I'm wrapping
Yo,
back.
bottom.
Yo, top boat as well. 0.
0 one shot on you, Austin. 0 one shot on you.
Where's the top boat?
Absolute one shot.
It's the only one.
Top boat.
They're gonna cross the P5.
Top three, guys.
Behind
Make sure we're
us?
calling
Top
out
three.
where they are on boat.
Top green weak.
Top 3 dead. I got another
Top one.
top green.
Nade time.
Okay. What up, pinches?
Nade on time.
One guy's
We
gonna
got
be
top
spawning
boat.
out.
I didn't hit him on top
He's
of
weak on
the
time.
Here, try to work this quick.
He's on the spot, nasty. On the spot,
Top
nasty.
dead.
He's stunned.
Yo, another one top 3.
On
Top
the
3.
spot, nasty. Weak.
Yo,
One
get
shot
this top
down.
3. Get this top 3.
Top three dead. Got him.
Nice. Get my time. Get my time. Mid stairs on you.
Yeah, I got it.
I killed Trey. I killed one of them.
Mid stairs, after weak. Top ring.
Is he hitting it?
I don't know.
He went down their side. One down their side.
Just showing on time.
One bullet up.
One bottom boat, one top
middle. One bullet up middle.
There's 2 top boats, Kyle.
Every top boat right now.
I got right now. Don't shoot yet. I have a gun.
I died.
Go on. Another one. Got me. Front green got me.
Nice. One more. I'm helping you.
Play old. It's 18 seconds, guys.
I have glide. Afro was
We have a glide for new.
Top boat.
Afro wasn't green. And one's literally over by tree tank.
Gizmo one shot oil.
I got nasty. One is on new.
Nice. I have a glide
right now.
Go mid stairs, guys.
Don't see
Go
this.
double mid stairs.
One is there heady.
Someone get the pierce so I can glide.
I'm waiting.
I'm gonna glide now.
They're mid-step.
Weak to an edge.
Listen, there's a guy.
Well, as the first set of rotations come to a close, it's LAG with a pretty substantial lead right now. Based off those comms, Jay, you could just tell LAG, they have got a plan of attack. They are ready for this game. You see Hook hyping up the teammates, and what, it was gunless the majority of the time, calling out everything other than what's actually on his screen. He was letting everybody know where all 4 of those Ravens were at.
Yeah, when you think about this roster, just from veteran experience, I was thinking that Slasher was going to be their vocal leader, but Gunless really stepping up. He even gave a call out where he was like, hey, if you're going to call the guy on top ship, make sure you let me know exactly where he is so I can go out there and pick up that kill. But just the focus from Gunless to go out there and contest that P5 hardpoint, knowing that they had those streaks in the back pocket, they were able to contest a good chunk of time off of this P1. Now with only 15 seconds left, this is where these rotation gunfights go in huge. But Hook on a 5 spree, trying to stay alive, do everything he can from this P1 hardpoint, potentially trying to pick up kill streaks of his own.
That's one of the best signs, partner, right? LAG, they're not just off of the rotation. They're going to beat the Ravens once more toward boat. But at the same time, it's your typical SMG players, granted now with the automatons out, but earning some streaks, right? We saw Asim do it earlier. Now it's Hook's turn as he sits at 18 and 13, a major cut that he's going to have to try to watch. A few comms. They allow for the Ravens to break on through, and that will look to be successful. They do win the trades off of Afro's double headshots. But Hook 1 kill away there to try to earn that glide bomb. Strafe not currently in play. He gets taken down. A major fight for the Ravens to take as now they get a chance to try to bring this game back.
So now the Ravens only being down 20 points. 20 seconds remaining on this P2 hardpoint. They're already thinking about the next. Number 1, which is going to be 0, already top ring. Just not allowing any LAG players to try to hit the full rotation. But trades going back and forth. Afro able to find 2 in towards the bottom of the hard point. But that's great work once again coming in for the Ravens. This is going to be the first hard point that they're actually going to be able to have spawns for. As soon as this hills pops, they just have to be able to shut down this push from the back.
I want to take a look at player 7. Player 7 and Asim, he may have snuck his way through. You can tell Afro not conscious of it, but who's going to spot the other one first? It looks like as if it could be Afro. Has the initial shots that are onto Slasher. He quickly turns around, takes down Asim, but with the plays that LAG are making, it's not just one player coming through the backside of jungle. In fact, it was 2. A great coordinated push as now it's all onto Asim. A 1v2 inside of the hill. Both players sitting on either side. Right now with the take, Nasty absorbing the bullets. Around the corner he comes with the pistol, but Nasty's there to shut him down. Solid plays from the Ravens. Again, they were down by a decent amount after those first set of rotations, but they have fought back. Now they find themselves in the driver's seat. And based off the look, or rather where those arrows are going to be, Zero and Afro not only just playing toward beach, but they decide to go for the early rotation. This could be huge right now for London.
And this is exactly what London needed to work on when it comes to their hard point. It's just being at the rotation early enough to where you can at least have the spawns. But when you die of rotation, that is the worst case scenario. So now LAG, they are going to be in the back. Zero trying to play his life in towards his top building, but all of his teammates are dropping. All of his teammates are dropping. Zero cannot make a play here, but him staying alive is going to force the spawn in the back. Now the Ravens have a potential break coming in.
How about the vet? The vet literally waited there for a solid 25 to 30 seconds. You could call it squad spawns, but it's the way the game works, baby. Stays alive, and literally the definition of the vet making the sacrifice there for the three-headed beast of the Ravens as they'll walk away with 3 to start. Close spawns over at Cliff are LAG. Hook gets taken down. We say goodbye to Asim as well. And with 20 seconds, maybe some desperation coming in from Gunless as he'll have to do everything possible to try and limit the seconds right now from London. A great mid-map kill right there from player number 2. That's going to be nasty. He'll transition over at P1. He drops. Slasher doing a great job at taking down the Ravens from this spawn. But taking a look at that next rotation, LAG have got it spread and prepared over at Docks. A full 60 is not going to just be needed. It's going to be necessary at this point.
You see what LAG are trying to do. They're just trying to trap him in towards back P4. You have players pushed up towards top boat. One player watching the overextension. That player on hill is going to be uncontested. But now London able to at least get 1 kill, able to find 2 as well onto Asim. Are now able to get some map control. The trade is going to be here. Now they're able to have ship control. So about can he win these gunfights? And now because the spawns are still coming in from Gorillas back green.
Huge hill right now for LAG. We talk about just in terms of this game, but really from the outlook of this series, you could call it a must win right now from LAG, and they're doing everything in their power to try to stay down, watch over each other, get those cuts, and make sure the communication is on point. And so far it is. LAG look to take the lead off of this hill, but it's all going to be based off the rotation. Asim doing his best to try to lead the way. It's currently going to be LAG with a slim advantage, but it's Gizmo lingering inside of the middle of the map. It's great plays overall from the Ravens as they look to try to rebound themselves. Back and forth we go, but it's London locking down the time right now at P1. Some great players established to the middle side of the map. Now it's going to be up to the Gorillas to try and retake this.
And LAG, they're just attacking both sets of staircases. As Asim, he does find 2. Slasher finds 1. So now it's going to be a 1v1 on this point. Gizmo has to try to go big. There's a huge one-on-one. He's able to win it. So now Ravens have control. 240 and counting. You just have to stay alive to allow your teammates to eventually get back in this play.
How about the plays from the Rook? Both teams can win in here. Now it's Nasty's turn. He takes one out toward the outskirts, but it's LAG still walking away with the time. The Ravens have got to at least try and contest this. Zero's able to take down 1 onto Acer, but it's Slasher who takes down 2 of his own. It's all on Nasty. He gets taken down with the pistol. 242 to 238. Now it's Afro. The constant trades, but they will still work out at the side of LAG. But the Ravens, they contest for just long enough. The Ravens contest, and now they're going to be off the rotation. A current 3 versus 1. LAG with numbers now only a few seconds away. The Ravens have got to break on in. The Ravens will break. The Ravens will break for a moment, but they will not be able to stand tall enough. And the Gorillas, plan executed, making the comeback off of what was another excellent hard point from London. The plan executed, and LAG will walk away with the opening Gavutu.
The game plan was beautiful, man. Just gotta tip it, especially to the coaching staff on that side, man. Bevels and Ricky doing a great job of just knowing the Ravens, how they want to play, how they want to execute. And for LAG, with a team full of veterans, they know we've been rotating for a really long time in hardpoint. We just have to make sure we do it consistently here and win those gunfights. One player that really stepped up had to be Asim. This is a guy who's usually running that submachine gun in his hand, but 27 and 19 untraded kills. Picking up those early kill streaks into that map is what allowed them to build such a lead. When eventually you saw the Ravens, they were starting to fight back, but with a great P4 hold and in a great rotation towards that P5 slash, he also went big, man. Like 3-piece with the pistol running around in circles. He was going so deep to not allow the Ravens to win off that P1 hard point. He allowed his teammates to set up off the rotation. They do that, and they were able to close it out. Great game plan, great execution coming in from the Gorillas.
I was like, okay, I'll win
excellent stuff out of LAG. Let's relive a few of those moments once more. Again, one of the better hard points that we have seen this weekend. One of the better hard points that we we've
he's
seen
out
so
today
far
because
throughout
he's
here
not
in
feeling well, so he's
Vanguard,
gonna
but
be a
the
DNP.
last few plays,
And there's
Jay,
gonna be a
walk us through it,
fill-in,
man.
so
LAG, how did they
most
come away with
likely,
this?
So it all started off
Dave
with
should go under
Gizmo. Like, he
two.
won the huge one-on-one versus
So it's like I
Slasher.
shouldn't
When they
make money
dropped the
from all
hoop,
of that,
you
but,
saw that a couple players from LAG,
even
they were
if
just a
they-
little
I
closer.
didn't,
But
let's say
Slasher,
they-
he's
I
able to find
missed,
two
like,
right here, and then eventually
Oh,
finds a
man.
third.
And I lost
Once he
them
does
all,
that,
I
it's a
won
2v1 in the
because I was
point.
gonna
If you're
add
Afro, your main job is to try to contest this as long as you
Luke to the
can.
5
There's
player.
not that much time
And
left,
then I
but
was gonna
Slasher
do,
still stays alive. He finds the fourth
one
kill
of the
with only
guys in
7
my-
seconds
in the
left.
Discord
Now this
has
is where
like
you
a
have to start thinking about the
90% win
rotations.
rate so
London,
far on
they were able to
CDL
rotate
picks.
a couple times, but when you're
So,
dying off the
I was gonna do
rotation,
that, and then
that is
I
what's really going to
was
cost you.
gonna do
Slasher was
Cup
able to find one off the old
over
hill, and
102
Asim finds
receiving
another
yards,
in towards the
Boyd
ship. Now leaves
over
Zero all by himself in the
35.5
situation.
receiving
Once he
yards,
drops,
and then
they know the
Mixon's
spawns are coming in
longest
from
play
green. They
being
had the numbers
13.5
advantage. All you have to do is pick up the kills, and you
and
should be able
that's
to
what
close
his
it out.
bet is.
Like I said,
And
man,
I
it was
like,
just
bro, I
well
might do
executed
that, but
game
then I'm
plan
like,
coming in from the Gorillas
why
to take
add
that map
in
number
the
one.
CDL players when
Wild
I've
stuff
already
from
got 2
LAG.
bets
And a
right
team,
now
Jay,
that
where we
if I
talk
can
about it,
win
this
them
is
both, I
a
can make
huge series for this
$220.
roster. They
Yes.
lose this particular matchup here versus the London Royal Ravens today. They guaranteed will have a losing record coming in
34.5
to our
for
very
Boyd.
first major. So
Yeah.
big stuff coming out of the gates from the
That's what I
Gorillas.
was-
And what stuff we talked about coming into this
What's up?
series, you know, in terms of major one, at least 3 maps that this team has
Oh,
yet
that
to
must
play
have
the
been-
regular season. And fair to say, a pretty solid start in Gavutu for the very first time.
Definitely a great start,
Bro, I'm
especially
thinking
from
about
Asim.
doing
He
the
comes
Bengals
out and he's
kicker.
able to slay
His-
like that
his
with the
bet
AR.
is
If I'm
1.5
LAG, I'm like, we're
for,
playing Gavutu every
what's it
single
called,
series.
for
What
field
have we
goals.
been doing?
I was
But
thinking
now
about
they're
doing the
going into
over.
a search and destroy on Berlin. We got to watch the Ravens play this yesterday versus Minnesota, and they actually won it in a dominant
Bengals have
fashion.
no
Their main
problem
attack, their main
going for it on
offensive
4th
attack
down, but they
is
also
always
have no
just
problem
flooding
going
that
for
A
field
site,
goals.
and that catches a lot of players off guard on the defensive side.
I'm gonna
because
do.
you're
I'm
always
thinking we
putting players
both
to watch
do
that B
Matthew
cross, to watch the
Stafford
middle of the
and
map.
Joe Burrow
So you're
with
not going to
rushing
always have a
yards.
majority
I'm
of the
thinking
numbers
that
in
for
that
sure.
advantage every time.
I'm
So if
pretty
you're
sure,
LAG,
like,
we
it's
know
a
what they can do.
no-brainer
I
that
feel
we
like this
should
map
go for
relies
Cup
heavily on how
receiving yards.
Asim plays. When they got 3-0'd by Toronto, he went 2-8 in search and destroy. It's basically a 2.2. Not good. But the last time he was on this map, I'm pretty sure he had like 11 to 12 kills to single-handedly was
agree.
shutting down that B site. So just continue that momentum that you have from the first map
Well, that's
going
what I'm
into this map
saying.
number 2.
Should we do
Without a doubt,
Donald?
my friend, and obviously we're looking at a number of different players. Asim to be one of those from LAG, but 2 guys that we're absolutely looking up for as well
Because I'm thinking,
coming
like,
into this next
unless they
Berlin
fix
are
their
going to be
O-line
the flex
within
players,
2
right?
weeks,
Gunless
I really
versus
think their
Gizmo,
O-line
both
is
of these
just gonna be
guys having a
acid.
fantastic
And Donald
season
and
up to
Von
this
Miller
point.
are just
Obviously, you
gonna
can see the
be
numbers so far
running
throughout
through
Search and
that
Destroy.
all day
A
long.
1.2 for Gunless, a 1.52 on the other side from Joey Owen, aka Jay Giz. I mean, what, man? It feels like this has been an excellent series for both of these guys, and it just continues
for
to be the
loss,
story
though.
of
I mean, he
Vanguard,
can
right,
get
Jay? The
tackled and
flexes,
sacked, and they
not
don't
just in
lose any
hardpoint,
yardage.
not just in control, but in search and destroy. It just seems to be that
Burrow
those
knows how
are
to
the
get out of the
playmakers, and
pocket. He knows
so
how to
far for
move,
both these
but,
teams,
like,
that flex role has been living up to the hype.
100%, man. When you're talking about the flex roll, like I say every time, if you're that flex player, you're running the best gun on every single map. And both of these guys have been superstars for their rosters. Dallas is able to do it in every single mode. He's the only player over 1.0 in every single mode. He has tremendous clutch ability when it comes to the search and destroy, and then even on the opposite side for Gizmo, 1.5, like that's absurd, man. And they've been dominating a lot of these search and destroys. Just need him to have that same impact here and try to shut down guns.
And, you know, it's fair to say, too, right? LAG, they come into that opening hard point. You know, we're discussing it, saying, hey, kind of an odd plan to play Gavutu. We talk about how they have the Tuscan option if they want, but they want to play Gavutu and for the right reasons. Clearly, they have worked on things. But how do you feel about this LAG team now coming in to search destroy? Just in general, right? They've got one victory in S&D. They are 1-4, I believe, right now in the season, or 1-3 on the season in terms of stage 1. Not great right now, but how do you look at this team to make the adjustments? I know you called out Asim specifically, but what do you want to see this team do, given the stats, given the figures, differently here on Berlin?
I just need to see quick reactions. Like when someone is on the map, especially if you're the item player, the guy that's using the sniper, if you are giving the information to your teams, just be quick on the adjustments. And also, if you're LAG, you need to win defenses. You need to come out right there. They're 33% at winning defenses, which is dead last compared to London, who are #1 in the defensive setup, 67%. You cannot win search and destroys if you're not winning your defenses, but good for LAG. They're starting off on the offensive attack.
They will indeed. We'll see what they can do. Shout out to the stats team. Shout out to Carson. Absolutely killing it when it comes down to the stats. You've got some amazing figures to work off of, and it also helps the team maybe figure out exactly where they are falling short. But as we look through the eyes of Asim, tossing out some utility, they're over toward Plat. On the opening attack are the Gorillas, but it's not just going to be some attention over at A. It appears that Gunless is trying to find some info, throws the nade, takes down Nasty, and now it's time for the bomb to go from A over to B.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Nasty was super aggressive towards lower dockside. When Gunless was able to spot him, hit him a couple shots, he finished that kill off with the nade.
NFL
so the rotation
player
comes in,
passing
4v3 bomb plant, Zero,
stats
trying to be super
for
aggressive, potentially able to get this player off the site. He does find him, now makes it a 3v3.
We all remember that one play where Zero wasn't able to take down, I think it was a member of Optic, off of that plant in their series they had previously versus Texas, but plays the aggression. Nice work coming in from Zero. Also Afro shutting down Gunless. These mid-round kills, excellent so far for the Ravens as they look to add on to it that much more. Slasher coming in, shuts down Zero. It's now into the 2 versus 2 with 16 seconds left. The Ravens have got to make a play. The Ravens have to hop on this. Gizmo realizing such. Looks to try to clear out the docks, but he's got no one in his sights. He's got no one to look out for. Afro, final player up. He gets dropped as well. LAG off of that bomb rotation. The early kill from Gunless sets things up, and they got themselves the first round.
And that's a great route from LAG. Slow and methodical. When you usually start into a search and destroy, it's all about spread map. Let's see how they want to go on their very first round. See how aggressive they're going to play, what kind of game plan they're going to hit us with. But when you open up with that first blood, already they have the man advantage. And when it comes down to the 2v2, you saw that Afro the entire time. He was trying to find Hook in the back of the warehouse. But Hook, great heads up play to just hit that rotation into his bottom library, get a little bit closer to your teammate and that bomb. So nothing crazy kind of happens. LAG were able to close it out.
Solid start from Gorillas once more. And it's now actually going to be on the Ravens.
Bad start.
Try to change things up. A little bit of a missed stun. It's all good, Afro. It's all good. It's not the sandbag, so he'll be somewhat dazed for a moment. And that actually could slow down the push overall from Ravens. I mean, if he gets some information over at the docks, maybe things change a little bit, but Nasty picking up from the faults of Afro as the Ravens will be able to claim first blood this time for them. And it could be a similar situation again, Jay, to what we saw in the last round, an A to B last time. Now it could be the Ravens making the site rotation over at A. Only player is going to be here is Hook, and he gets cut down as well.
Yeah, that's tough if you're Hook because all 4 players are just flooding at you. If you were able to get one, that's the best case scenario. But fortunately, he drops now in a 4v2 situation. You do have Gunless and Asum working their way through middle broken.
So
trying to set up this potential flank. Making sure they're checking every single angle. When Asum is clearing this all out, he's going to get the information in. They're definitely pushed out towards the back alley. Got shots coming in onto Gizmo. He's able to take down the first. 23 seconds left. Still a 2v3.
Afro takes down Gunless. It's all going to be on to Asum. A 1v2 and not a whole lot of time to work with. Got a lot of areas to check in. Over at the office, a great shot there on to Afro, and he'll actually look to try and maybe escape with his life. Knows that the round by no means is going to go his way, and can he pick off Nasty? We're talking about streaks maybe for the future. Does not challenge the right angle, but still sitting on a 3 spree. An excellent attempt there out of Asum, but it will be attack once more, seeing some success this time from London. Now we've got ourselves a 1-1.
Yeah, once they opened up with that first blood, once again, Nasty was able to find Slasher in towards the bottom middle. Then they all just say, hey, let's team push over towards that A site. Let's win these trades. And once they find down Hook, no one drops 4v2. You get the bomb planted. You should be able to walk away with the round. But if you're Asum, that's one hell of a confidence builder. Just find 3, potentially pick up some streaks later into this game.
And Asum already off to a great start. I mean, he was the guy in Search Destroy who you said needs to step up. I mean, based off of KD, not a great performance yet. And how about the plays that could be inbound for the Gorillas? Slasher sees somebody run right into his sights. Gunless, meanwhile, is able to drop Gizmo to start things off. So a lot of noise being made over at B, specifically at P2 or Library. And Afro, given the positioning, will look to try to take advantage of it. Nice long-range shots. Takes down Gunless. So the Ravens are at least able to bring things not to a 3 versus 3, but all that noise made it be, when in reality it was the Gorillas at the other site the whole time. Now up to the London boys to try and retake this.
It's looking like they're going to try to attack this from plat side. So all 3 players are going to be pushed up here, but time is starting to dwindle. They're checking every single corner, but the way that LG is set up, you have the first player, which is the line of defense, which is going to be Asum, but the safety net and Hook. Able to spot a player on bomb. Afro does find a kill, and this is where it can get scary because they know the position of Hook. Hook does take down one. He's still on the fuse. He's still on it. He doesn't peek it. And what a great play coming in from London to go out and get that first kill, but then to force Hook to pick up that kill towards the left side and basically body stack on the bomb, knowing that that round was going to be impossible to win if that wasn't the play call. Great heads up play from London to make such a great play on the fly.
Yeah, and you could tell, like, Hook is trying to balance so many things. He's got somebody running at him over at the train station. And you could tell he had at least an idea that he wanted to try to take down the player on the bomb. But, again, he's looking for visuals. He's looking for information. And with that body stack, it makes things that much more difficult. Great work once more out of the Ravens. Veteran-like plays out of Nasty and Zero there in that 2 VX situation, but already off the rip. It's not just gonna be Afro, it's gonna be Gizmo as well, trying to lead the charge here through the street. Asim will overall walk away with the advantage. Zero sends the young guns forward. Now it's all gonna be on to him.
They walked right into the setup of LAG. Such a great blind counter from them to send multiple players towards that B site. And if you are the Ravens, we saw that they were able to do that same exact push on the defensive side the round previous. Like, they were super aggressive on this B site. But once they were able to get that positioning, if Afro was able to find that first kill onto Gunless, it's probably a totally different round. When Gunless finds that kill, that allows the player on docks to turn towards the middle of the map, find an easy 2. Then in a 1v3 situation, you got a better chance of pulling a rabbit out of a hat, especially when you're playing against some of these players that are on the LAG side.
Yeah, that's without a doubt. So far, Gizmo not off to a great start in this search destroy. Sits right now at 0-4. It's been LAG who's been common for donuts, but I don't know. Maybe Gizmo's a little hungry this morning. Maybe skip breakfast. Can't do that. It's important. First match of the day. Got to be eating your breakfast. Got to be ready to go when it comes down to match time. Asim, free bomb. Look to try and plant this one down. Got a little bit worried there from the nade, but that plant will be successful. Hook trying to make sure that that warehouse is going to be clear as the Ravens sit firmly right now inside a library. They've done their reading and now they're ready to come outside and do what they can. Great work from Slasher and Hook to combine for 2. They overall will win the trades, but now it's Gizmo's turn, walking away with one of the only kills he's got so far. But the Slasher is able to take down Jay Giz. It's all on to Zero once more in a clutching situation. Now brings it to a 1v1. Slasher, as the stun comes in, he backs away. He's got the challenge over at the bomb site. Zero thought he was going to be in the doorway, thought he was going to be at the window, and Zero will not be able to get to that defuse in time. Good work from LAG to hide on out. Veteran-like plays as well from the Litigo.
The game plan is just on point right now for LAG. Like, right there, they were just committed towards that B bomb. Asim, he was able to get away from those nades. Once he dodges those nades completely, once you get that bomb planted, they already had it set up. They had Slasher was watching the total late flank. He was able to find the first kill, and then Hook finds the second. And at that point, on the retake, you're already down in man advantage. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. LAG, they just are getting the job done with their play calling, mid-game adjustments. So far, this has been a great search and destroy from them.
Yeah, it really has. Great stuff so far from the Gorillas. As London pushing forward over into A. Hook off the gates, takes down 2. And how about the plays from now this guy, Kyler Garland, up in the face of the opposition. Zero gets dropped as well. Nasty, at the very least, takes down 1, but he's got the bomb on his back and 3 more players still to try to take on down. Gorillas are hungry as now they will claim their 4th round. As you said, Jay, this team just seems to have a plan. And you see the little smirk there from Hook going, and he made the biggest difference there in that round.
And we were worried about the defenses, like 33% of winning defenses going up against the team that's #1 in their defensive round wins. So far, LAG, the game plan, everything is clicking right now. Such a great setup from them to go up 4-2 into this game. You can just tell the confidence is on the side of LAG. If they take this map, it gets really scary on the side of London. You really need Gizmo to step up, currently on a breadstick.
And once more from LAG. They've done this before, the 2-2 split. Make some noise today. And we'll see what Asim elects to do. He's going to work based off the information that not only Hook, but Slasher look to try and gain. Who can establish just a few shots toward Afro, and that may have to be them backing on up. Oof. And Hook will not even have the opportunity. His body gets sent flying. Meanwhile, it's Asim inside of the doorway. He's trying to take down the door. Meanwhile, it's Nasty who gets the best of him. Awkward situations going on either side of the map. We've been giving a lot of props to LAG, but this time around, it is the Ravens working off of that game plan. 2 missed opportunities there for the Gorillas, and that's the time for the Ravens to strike on back.
Yeah, right there, LAG. They just trying to set up a 2-2 split right there. When Slasher and Hook got taken down at that left side at a bomb, you saw Ace, and he was just trying to go planet B. Like, let's break the doors. Let's put. We are not going to be in the man advantage. Let's just try to clutch this up. But unfortunately, does not check his corner. He gets taken down, and London, they're able to respond, keep their lives in this game. Currently down 4-3. But now going into the offensive round. If you're London, I want to see their all-out A push. That's where we saw a lot of their success yesterday versus Minnesota. And so far, they haven't really shown it here.
Great work from the observers as well to see where those nades land. Slasher cutting down 0 for the first blood. And Asim quite comfortable right now inside of the docks as he looks to strike. And a great job at doing so. The bomb now down inside of the docks. And Asim also gets some information on where Afro is hiding. He gives the word over to Gunless. And we say goodnight once more to Afro. All on to Gizmo. A 1 versus 4. LAG, how about the spot that they find themselves in? As you said, Jay, it just looks like they've come out with a different game plan today. They have prepared. And the Ravens are receiving the repercussions of what a veteran team looks to do when they've got some information as LAG now grab their 5th round and sit on map point.
Yeah, LAG, they just got something to prove in this series, man. They're trying to get that winner's bracket for Major 1. The fact that they've shown this much improvement, they're a great hardpoint team, but the fact that they're showing this much improvement in their search and destroy game, it's beautiful, man. Teamwork is on point, crossfires are on point, and even the mid-rounds adjustments are so quick. It's working out beautifully. Now at game point, back on the offensive attack.
Hold on, I really want to
see the way that London are going to attack this. They're going to have 3 players pushing up towards this B site. It might be a complete blind counter on the side of London.
We'll
see what they look to do. Like Ravens want to go all out aggressive, and Hook will have to get met with some early shots there from Gizmo. Meanwhile, Afro, it's his turn to try and go off as he'll take down 2. It's all up to Slasher instantly. And a 1v3. Ravens frustrated. And they will take out their aggression this time over at the street side. Slasher, a smart guy. Of course, he'll be inside the library, but with the numbers, with the time.
Okay, say it one more time. Sorry.
Sitting the way it is, he's got a few things to work off of, but 0 showing the glitch for a moment. It's the team support coming through from London overall that take him down. The Ravens still alive.
Just a great blind counter. They tried to do it in one of their previous defensive rounds, but that was the round that LAG sent everyone towards that A bomb. So it didn't really work out the way they wanted it to. So got to go back to what was working before. They go and commit to that. They sent 3 players up to that site. They win a majority of those trades. Afro finds 2. Then in a 1v3 for Slasher, it's not going to be an easy task to get done. London are staying alive into this game, and we called it out early on their offense. We would like to see this A push come in, and right here, this is the commit.
Yeah, I know you like a lot of what you saw from the Ravens versus Rocker on this very site and in this very position on the attacking end. See if they can manage to do similar things. Is it 0 striking early, not just for 1, but also for 2. Half of LAG drop in a matter of seconds. It's 3 kills in 3 seconds, all on to Gunless. And how about London coming out the way that they have? It is aggression in back-to-back rounds, and it appears we've got a round 11
so
just
last
moments
2 games,
away.
He
Gunless,
really went heavy on the passing.
a tough task. A hard one at that. They'll look to try to leave and vacate Berlin for now, as we've got ourselves some OT, partner.
And I wonder if Gunless, you know, running off the map right there is going to be able to give LAG the defensive round. Because if you were adding up the kills, it was fairly close between both of these teams, but
I still don't know.
Neither one of his teammates picking up a kill that last round right there. It probably was so impactful that it's like, hey, let's just get off the map. Let's get another defensive round. This time we'll switch it up.
But
here we go into a round 11. They're actually going to be on the offense, and this is better for them because 33% win rate on the defensive side is not going to be the best case scenario, but it's going to be the bomb going towards this B site. Nasty's going to have a huge part to play here. He can pick up 1.
Brought that in 28 HP. He has to back on up.
Honestly,
LAG
I think we do.
Going back to what worked in the early stages of the game. A more methodical, slow-paced push.
What Boyd's gotten?
The problem right now for LAG, it is not going to get easy.
Receiving yards.
Not going to be easy, rather, to cross this street. You're going to have to look more than just both ways before crossing. You have to be aware of the utility that can be tossed over as well. 1 crosses the street, 0 puts in some bullets. Another one tries to cross the street, 0 can't take him down. Nasty tosses out the nade. And Asim's able to escape.
So
He
nothing
escapes
crazy,
with 12
like
HP.
over 40 in the last couple of
Alive
games.
to be able to plant the bomb, and now it's all going to be on the Ravens to try and retake this. A current 3 versus 4 as Afro falls.
Gunless finds the first. 35 seconds left. You have 2 players from London who are attacking this from low docks, but this setup from LAG cannot be any more perfect. Time is starting to dwindle. Gizmo's in a great position though to try to be a playmaker, but Slasher does have the crossfire. Gunless finds one.
I almost want to
Slasher
take the under
able to take down Gizmo. Now nasty
if we
last
were to
player
do
up.
void, because he's at
LAG
39.5
are
right
able
now.
to clutch up in the final round to close it out and now go up 2-0 in this series, and that was such a beautiful play from them. The fact that Asim was able to just finesse his way around that bomb site, 16 health, like you pointed out, Lando. 16 health. The guy lays down and commits towards
there's
his
a
plan
chance
because he
that they
knows
could
there's not a
honestly
single player of the
score
Ravens that are
some
pushed up
decent
towards this
fucking
bomb.
touchdowns. If he
We get this
scores
down.
3
We have the
touchdowns
setup
right
that
off
we
the bat,
want.
like
We should be
passing
able to close out the
touchdowns,
round, and that's exactly what they
you're
do.
talking
Great
12
adjustments
points
coming in
right
from
there.
LAG. Like I said from the beginning of this series, man, their game plan is on point.
No, and I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I
the
don't like
competition
that.
right now,
No,
it is
because that Joe Mixon
unbelievable
right
in the
now
CDL.
is,
As the Gorillas shocking everybody.
their
Like I said, the
main guy
Ravens,
for
they're coming
rushing.
into this series. They're feeling
Also, I
good. They're
was
trying to be
told
the
today,
first
too,
team to start
Rams
things off
have
here in this
3
season with a
starting
4-0
running backs
record.
going into this
And the
game.
Gorillas, off of a big loss in their last series versus the Ultra, they are taking it now to the EU boys. They want some revenge, and so far, they have got exactly that. Some big plays going down in the late moments from the veterans. They walk away with the Gavutu, and they get the job done here on Berlin Search and Destroy. As we said, Jay, LAG, Search and Destroy, it has not treated them nicely so far. I was looking at my notes to see how many wins they've got. It's 1. They've got 1 Search and Destroy win. Now they've got themselves 2 versus one of the best teams in the game. If that does not get you excited, I don't know what will. But folks, it is LAG up 2-0. Are the Gorillas about to walk away with a victory like this, or can we see the Ravens try and pull off something special? It's not going to be an easy task, but everything is going to be tested when we come back on this next Gavutu Control.
Dallas Stars to have 31.5 goalie saves. And then he had Al Horford 7 rebounds.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, that one's a good one. Uzma over 2.5 receptions.
Well, here's the thing, though. He's hurt, or he just got off the reserve list, or and is active again. But
He wasn't even on the reserve list.
bro, he was hurt. He just took off a brace like a week ago.
Yeah, he put on the brace when he got hurt and when he came back out. But then, like, the doctors said it was fine the next day. He wore the brace the whole week until they did the ceremony so he could rip it off in front of people.
So are we sure he's 100%? Because
He's playing. He literally, when they asked him about why he did that, he said, "I'm not missing the biggest game of my entire life."
So you think he's gonna go off?
I don't know if he'll go off. I think he'll good.
You think he'll at least get 3 receptions though?
I mean, see what his receptions were. I'm not gonna count last game because
Well, yeah, because he got hurt.
he's
Even then, I think Uzma had 3 catches. I think in the last game that they played.
he is
Oh, he did. Oh, because the one catch that they did throw it to is when he got hurt.
yeah, well, he dropped it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so Tennessee he had 7, the Raiders he had 6, and then when they faced Kansas City again, he had, at the end of the season, he had 4.
Well, they faced the Browns again. Yeah, they played the Browns. Yeah. Well, but it was at the end of the season though, and they played a lot of
No,
this.
they played.
No, January 9th, the Bengals played the Browns. Yes, I'm staring right at it. They
The Call of
lost-
Duty
they lost
League is
21
brought to you
16,
by
but they
Game
lost
Fuel.
because they had all their
Victory
second
in a
strings
can.
So that's why
January 29th,
I said January 9th.
dude, they're not even a game on January 9th.
Why am I looking at it on January 9th?
I don't know. Are you looking at this year?
Yes! Look, I'm about to send you a fucking photo.
We are far stronger than we were 10 weeks ago. We are far better prepared to endure the worst.
Because they played on the 2nd against Kansas City.
You don't even understand. I wanted
I don't know why it's not showing up, but they played on 9.
Ended up winning the first game.
Yo, it's not there because he did not play there. That's what I'm saying. It's like I was trying to retract my statement. Those stats are only because he did not play on the 9th. And that's what I was trying to say. Was like I was literally like, oh well, they played on the Browns, and then when I saw it, I didn't see his name. I was like, oh shit, never mind. And then you kept talking. I just took half the screen. Kuzma had 5 against the Ravens.
And then Denver had 3, San Francisco had 4.
Which is fine because the receptions is 2.5.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, let's do Uzma.
Let's go fucking Uzma, dude.
Uzma over. Okay, so right now we have Joe Mixon over 13.5 for the longest
I gotta
play.
find-
We've got field goals made 1.5 for Pearson. And then Uzma, we have 2.5 receiving or receptions. Sorry, yeah, receiving yards.
They got players in every single corner of the map right now. Dude, London is Afro.
I'm not dealing with yo dumbass. Oh my god.
And oh my god, there are just a legion of players here. Peekaboo, I've been here the whole time.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to what has already been a very interesting CDL Sunday. It is our final our final day of week 2 here at our Major 1 qualifiers. It is the Gorillas going up
I
right
like
now
Joe
against
Burrow
the
for
Ravens,
sure on
and
the
to
rushing.
everybody's surprise, except if you're an LAG fan, they find
So I'm gonna
themselves
do the
up
over
2-0,
for the
but with
rushing.
arguably one of the
I'm
biggest
trying to
tests
figure
for
out, though,
this
if I
team
wanna do
still up
Stafford
next,
on
Jay.
rushing,
Control,
or if
it's
I
not
wanna
been
do
great
his
for this
fantasy
team so
points.
far, but the one guy who has not seen any of those issues is Asim.
Yeah, Asim sitting at a 1.23. This is his best game mode when you talk about all 3. And on the opposite side, Gizmo at a 1.28. This guy was able to put up insane numbers. 80% non-traded kill percentage.
That's wild.
That's an insane stat, man. Between both of these guys, man, even 74 for Asim, both of these guys are really hard to kill in this game mode. But when you're taking a look at how the series has went so far, when you think about this London roster, before the series started, they had all 4 players top 10 in overall KD.
Yeah.
Right now, they have not a single player over 1.0, and every single player on the side of LAG, they're all over a 1.0.
Yeah.
Even one player that's sitting at a 1.0, which is
That's
Gunless.
why I'm
That's
thinking
completely
it.
throwing me
Hold on.
off. Because Gunless is the guy that's usually going
So,
insane for this
fantasy
roster.
points.
He's basically got his feet kicked up, and they are dominating this series. Great
Okay,
work
San
coming in
Francisco.
from LAG so far,
No,
but
wait,
job
those
not
are,
done yet.
That's not.
Yeah, without
that's just the
question,
regular season. I
job
wanna
still
know.
not done, but the focus, as it continues to be, is going to be on to Asim. I know I called him Asim earlier. We still don't 100% know. You could really go back and forth if you'd like. We'll go with Asim. We'll go with Asim for now. One thing too, Jay, I know it is Super Bowl Sunday. You need to keep in mind, Cronky Sports Entertainment, they actually own the LA Gorillas. They're also, right, owners of the LA Rams. They're going to be the Super Bowl later. Maybe they're embracing some of that fire, some of that spirit. Who exactly knows? Not the greatest way to start off if you're Gunless, but at the very least, LAG up 2-0 right now versus the undefeated London Royal Ravens. And so far, Jay, as you called it, it has really been a different game plan
He's gotta
for
go
LAG
off
here
to,
off
like,
the rip.
really make sure, but we
see
could
they have
also
early
say
pressure on the save
Donald
point.
for the sacks as
If you're
well.
LAG, you want to contest this. You're already down 3 lives. You
But
just want to
It's like
be able to pick up a couple kills, but
I'm
London right
gonna
now, they have a
trust
lot of
you.
positioning
I'm
on the
gonna
map.
trust
They're able
you.
to pick up at least 2, as Gunless is able to find 2 of his own.
Fantasy points is last.
Slasher able to take this last player off of that 8-point, not able to complete that second tip aggression. You're going to see a
Does
little
Pearson
attack
do
coming
the-
in at this B point at 0. He's able to take that one on that side of the map too, so they're pressuring both of these points.
Yeah, they absolutely are. Some great pressure coming in right now. What? Gunless? Okay.
Oh no.
That is not good at all. That is not great. I have no idea how we didn't take him down. Put a few bullets in there with the pistol, try to get the body whack. That didn't work out either. Ravens second tick now gained over at A. Meanwhile, this is going to be a 1v1 over at P1. Luke's able to establish that fight for himself, but how about Gizmo? Again, a guy that we continue to talk about, some of the greatest numbers in control, holds the #1 KD in control right now here at Major 1. Putting in some good work toward the top side of the boat. Meanwhile, it's his good old SMG duo, good old Barkas, aka Afro, doing the work over at the beach side. A point captured for London, another minute on the clock, and boy, do they have numbers, lives right now in their advantage.
Yeah, man, a minute 45. You're up by 9 kills. This is going to be a difficult task for LEG to try to get done, but Asim, he's able to sneak his way in through that ringside. This because it's called problems for a couple players on the side of London coming off spawn. He's able to take down Gizmo. Gunless does find Zero. So now these last 2 players from the Ravens approaching the back. Nasty's able to take down Hoop. So now they potentially are going to be set up for a back push through green. But look at Asim. He's influencing these spawns to allow them to overextend through ship. They should be ready to read this.
And Zero, as he goes toward the top gun, Asim, great trigger discipline and take down the first. As the Ravens have established themselves quite nicely inside of the base. So this is great work right now from London. As they'll look to try to maybe go for the stack. They're not super confident right now in the setup, as Afro was at least able to take down 1.
Yeah, I'm the same thing.
Again, 16, man, making 16-4 in lives already for LAG. The pressure continues to get piled on right now from London. Just moments away from when it feels like a round victory.
Gotta realize that
as they're already halfway at B, lives continue to trickle away. And as Hoop will be the last player alive. I mean, that is huge, partner, when we talk about London not just walking away with the opening attack, but if it does go to that round 5, they already have a 15 live advantage.
Yeah, that was dominant from the Ravens to come out in their very first offense and take it in such a dominant fashion that they did. Like you said, 15 kill advantage. They were able to get that 8 point with basically 15 seconds into the round. They were able to extend that time by a minute, already have a 9 live advantage. But then the plays come in where you see 2 players who are approaching the backside. They were able to set up the pinch. And then even before that, when Zero was able to pop that 2-piece when he was single-handedly on that B point, he was able to get the first tick of progression, which made the job a lot easier.
Bro, this guy that did this
down 0-2 overall. A great statement round off the rip here in the attacking side. Gonna have to require a lot of communication, some teamwork on this
Pretty much if Afro
for
gets
them to try to bring back this control and try to bring it back in this series.
Like,
Let's
I
see how
lose
the
my
comms
money and
sound.
then
Let's
you
go
lose
to a listening with London.
Well,
Okay, listen, there's 2 boat, one cliff.
wait, say it again.
We're already there. Take the time out.
No top.
Nice.
Who does? Stafford does?
And then it's over, watch out.
Over 2.5 rushing yards?
No,
Second, I don't see him.
Yeah, he was just on the second, bro.
They know very.
Torch left, bro. Next top boat, me.
Low boat, Asim.
Weak top right boat.
Look at the right side. I need to reload, give me a sec. Boat, gunless.
Willis dead.
It's a start still. Nice, Marcus.
Yo, we'll continue right, continue right.
Go left.
One shot there, blue right.
Marcus, one shot here. So, native shot cliff, watch out.
He's only gonna stay until
getting
they
it.
are 100% like.
Tell me you got a joke.
From P4.
My biggest thing with Burrow
Alright, tank. Facing weak.
and everything, probably Stafford as well, is the
tank.
only way that they need is if they get like a
Are you in front of the house?
substantial lead,
Front tower, Ace.
or somebody's in the lead by a field goal and the team throws an
Yeah, I'm
interception,
leaving it.
and then all they gotta do is win.
People not. Give me a sec.
I'm being dead.
But that, the likelihood
Go in
of
the
that
cage,
potentially
away,
happening
cage away.
too
Yeah,
is
I'm going
it
right
could
now.
be very
You
slim.
done.
Cages from broken. Cut.
Top broken, one shot, top broken, one shot. Alright, listen, work these three together.
Yeah, smash this top clip.
Well, only moments still remaining in this round. Possibly LAG just hop on the clock there, hop on the point, stop the clock rather at 2 and some change. Nasty with the big 1v1, he loses that. And finally, the Gorillas able to see the objective and maybe put themselves with another minute on the clock. We'll see if the Ravens look to try to aggress this.
What is this? What is this
They will
reception?
not. They will finally hand that one over to London. But Jay, you told me right there in the listening there with the London Royal Ravens. Does not sound like a team that's down 0-2 at all.
Yeah, I loved listening to those comms right there because usually when you're down 0-2, especially with how the 2 maps have gone, 6-5, round 11, very down to the wire, hard point, like you would sense that there would be a little bit of frustration. But the Ravens, they're calm, cool, and collected. It's such a good team. They said, hey, we're not out of this. And just based off of the way that they attacked that first round, they're just all about their business. Now with 35 seconds left, they just have to hold this push from LG at least once. Shut down this back push right here, and they should be able to close out this round.
Their entire playoffs,
LG, they're far from done in this series. I know that the Ravens, they're far from done because LG, they're currently up 2-0. If the Ravens can come out and win this map right here, they're going into a Berlin hardpoint where they're really confident at.
Yeah, they absolutely are. Some great plays there from Zero. Nearly turns on to the second. Would have been a nice double kill there on the Hook, but as we said, up majorly in terms of lives after that first round, 15 to be exact. LAG, the final push over here. They're aware of the lives. They're aware of the situation. A current 3v3. They look to try and aggress things, but London will hold on their own defensive side.
His last 4 games,
Again, the
he got
Ravens,
over
you can just tell, man, they just seem a little bit frustrated. I mean, as we called it, they don't seem like a team that's down 0-2.
I think if we're gonna
They
do
just seem to be
fantasy points, we do
firing.
it for the full
Specifically,
game
that
on
man in the
Scaffold.
top right, Afro. I don't know what it is, man. You think like with an SMG, you think in a player of his pace, he'd get caught out on Gavutu, but it just is not at all the case for this guy. Drops the opening Gavutu hardpoint, but he is firing right now with this control. Some great plays covered in from this man.
Hang
Yeah,
on, I'm
21
trying to
and
see real
10.
quick.
21 and 10.
He's going off, and you usually don't see this out of an SMG player who is playing these big maps. He, for
Bro,
some
if
reason,
Afro
really enjoys
gets
Berlin and
11 kills in
Gavutu,
the-
which are
right
not
now,
as small as
London's winning
Tuscan and
2-0.
Bocards. It
They
doesn't
have
really
to
make
win
sense.
this round
But
right
this
here
is
to
what
make it
allows him to
3-0,
be a
and if they
playmaker. He's
don't,
able to sneak his
and
way
if
all the way
Afro
up
gets
the ring.
11 kills in
Fortunately, he's
this
going to give up
round,
his
this
positioning
dude
with those
loses
shots
his
here, but should
5K.
find his kill onto Gunless. Does get traded by Asim. And this has so far been a great hold coming from LAG. Last player here is going to be Gizmo. They take him down. Then they're going to be fully set up. They can put Ravens in a trap and potentially get back in this kill column.
Right now,
Yeah, you can
he's,
see,
like,
right?
losing his mind.
The bottom left of your screen
Because
over
the
on the
problem
mini map.
is that if
Player
if
5,
LA
player 8, they've got
win
the
this
crossfires
round,
set
it gives
up. One
Afro
of
the
them
chance to get more
does end up
kills,
getting taken down, that
and
being
we both lose
Slasher.
our
But
money.
nonetheless,
But he
LAG
loses
still
it
looking to
bigger
apply the
because he
pressure.
loses his 5,000 pick.
Some nice work there putting in from Hook. So at least gain some intel on where the push looks to be
He
going right
needs
now
Afro
from the
not to
other
get
end.
32
But
kills
as
this
Afro
game.
jumps on it,
And
this could be
Afro's at
huge. This could be
22
great right now for the
Or
Ravens.
no,
They're able to take down this third
wait,
player.
hang on. I
Nice
think
play
he
from
can get
Slasher. He
32.
also
If he
gets
gets
out of
32, I
dodge.
think
So with
he's
20 seconds left, you're
Yeah,
thinking
he can get 32.
from the Ravens side,
If he
they've
gets
got to
32,
get something done.
he's
Not a
fine.
whole
If he
lot of
gets more
kills
than
have
that,
been
he's fucked.
happening toward either side. But the ones that have been incredibly impactful at 8.6 seconds. London finally bridge the gap. They finally make their way on to the point.
Alright, hang on,
Nasty
I gotta
wins a big
see this, bro.
1v1.
This is
Quickly
crazy
traded
shit.
out from Gunless. The clock continues to roll in London. They've got to do something about it. They've
No,
got to get
oh
somebody on
my
the
God, they're
objective.
going to
But
another
Slasher
round.
answers back with one of his own. Down
here's how
to
it
0.
goes. I'm pretty sure
LAG
Afro
respond back the best
better
way that you'd
round.
like them to. They're on the defense.
Yeah, LAG,
I don't know
they
what
wish they
Afro's
can get
at,
their
but
very
he's
first
pretty
defensive
close.
round back, man, because it's not easy
Like
to win
Afro right
offense
here could cost
on
me
a Gavutu
$150
control.
too. So
They're able to respond there. Now they just have to go into this attacking round. We saw the pressure that London were able to put on them, not even allowing
oh no,
them
100%. Well,
to
they're
have a
doing
majority
it,
of these
if you
lives
make another
advantage when they
5-player
get that
parlay
8 point.
After this, it's like times 15.
It's not going to be streaks on either side.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
Afro
LAG,
can get
your
10
main
kills. If
focus
he gets
has to be
10
getting
kills
this
this
8
round,
point,
he's
but
okay. If he
Gunless and
gets more
Slasher on
than
a
that,
2 and
we're
3
fine.
speed can potentially pick up some streaks that can open that B point wide open.
Yep. You're a newer fan looking for 7. That's going to be the magic number, as Slasher is now going to sit on 4. His AR duo and Gunless does get taken down off of his spree, so now it's all going to come down to Slasher. In terms of earning these streaks, that could be big for this round specifically, and depending on how that round 5 goes, I know we're talking about lives. Maybe LAG that has to do it back-to-back attacking grounds as the fight continues to brew over at the ship. Meanwhile, it's 0. Making his full-on wrap to the back of the base. LAG pushing forward, but they're going to have to be aware of the flank that currently seems to be going down. Some good coordination as 0 falls. It is overall the Ravens that do get cut down regardless of it. Some solid plays, some solid ideas, but LAG continue to respond. They continue to show off the grit. This roster has got still brewing halfway now at that A objective.
I still do.
You can just tell
like
that the communication right
Matthew
now
Stafford
is flowing for
Not
LG. The fact that they read that player on 0, going all the way through that late flank, such a great read to come in from Slasher, which eventually allows him to get
let me
fully set up
double
on his
check. Hold on,
8 point.
let me just watch the rest of this round
Or
real quick,
Green,
and then we'll figure
trying to
out
hit the
if
crazy
that's
jump
what we
shots with
wanna
the rat. Unfortunately, the clip doesn't enter the pistol. Not able to pick up that kill, but with Slasher winning that huge one-on-one, should be able to close at this point. He also finds another Slasher having himself a map, trying to close it out in this game number 3.
It takes 3 players from London to take down Slasher.
9 kills left.
My goodness. You can just tell, as we said, LAG, they've got some confidence that one round. They have just done it for them, as now it's Hook's turn. Nearly turns on the second, but now it's going to set up Asim to possibly go for the trade. The great teamwork up close for London will at least spoil the push off the start from LAG.
Oh, you already made it?
25 on the clock.
I'm just posting it soon.
And what a round it could be for the Gorillas
Well,
to
shit,
send
no
us
one
toward
people
that
know
round
about it.
number
Shoot.
5.
We
As
don't want other
P1
people
looks to
winning
get
5
cleared
grand.
out right now from Gizmo.
And look at 0. 0's in a great position to cause problems on the side of LAG.
Oh my God,
They
Afro,
eventually
if he
take
gets
care of
6
him.
more, if he gets 7 more, we're
But-
fucked. We lose.
Still a lot of time being wasted. Only a minute left. Slasher trying to do everything that he can. 24 and 19. Pushing directly up the middle of the map. He's actually going to find an opening. 0 does spot him, but Slasher can potentially pick up this kill in the back. Zero should get traded before he takes down Slasher, but he kills him in a bullet. So now you have the Ravens who have ring control. You have a couple players from LG throughout the backside. Can they set up this French?
Oh, and how about Gunless? How about Gunless? He takes 2 down. Slasher will take 1 down onto Gizmo. They're aware of where that final player is going to be, and now it's time for the stack.
They go into round 5.
It could be time for the stack for the Gorillas. 2 players on the point. Well, Gunless looks to watch over the rest of them.
6 kills
Actually, Afro tosses out the nade. That's going to take down Hook. Nobody from LAG. Currently on the objective is that one's going to remain vacant. They're going to look for the kills. They look for the kills in this position, and you could not debate them about it.
I don't
Shuts
either,
down
but this
Afro with
game's
the nade,
literally
and now
almost
0
over.
from the top. It's nasty from the other side. A current 4v8. Asim gets dropped through the tank.
Oh my god, the round might end.
4v7.
Wait,
With
he can get 4 kills. That's it. Literally
could come
4.
down to player 5. Take a look at Hook.
Hook's able to make his way to the back. Afro's not going to spot him, so he should be able to pick up this kill.
Afro just shit on Hook. Oh my
now 15
god.
seconds remaining. LAG, they need to try to put it on
Did
him.
we get it?
But London, they are holding.
Oh my god, I think we got it.
They're able to find
Afro's
all
at 29.
4 kills, and London should be able to close it out here.
It looks good. It looks good for Hook. Can it get to the point in time? No, he gets wiped away, and the Ravens. How about the comeback? That round 4 had LAG's
Ravens just
name
won.
written all over it. They can feel
Bro,
the
I just,
overtime. They
oh
can
my
feel the
god,
Ravens being
dude.
pushed.
No, I won it.
That one kill, Jay.
I won the
From
150.
Afro. That to me at least turned the tide. His ability to turn around there.
No,
toward the
no.
back
Ravens were up
tower,
2-0.
That kill in
Gorillas
particular
won 1
spoils
round.
the push.
And then
For the Gorillas, it spoils
the
the
Ravens
flank.
almost gave
And
up
just like
another
that, the
round to
Ravens
make
are
it
now
2-2.
back in this
And
series.
Afro
Oh,
shit.
man,
I
if
mean,
you
literally
didn't have a
fucking
good
just
map, but that one
crap.
kill would have at least forced it to go to that round 11. Now you're going into a map 4 that London, they love to play this map. Both of these teams actually really enjoy playing Berlin Hardpoint. So it's going to be an all-out battle between both of these rosters on that map. But that one's got to stink for LAG. You let go of the early defensive round, get outslayed by 15 kills. Basically, is not going to be successful even if you get into the later rounds, because if London were able to secure the defensive attack, then that would have been, you know, basically wraps right there. Put the bow on it.
Yeah.
But now that London are able to stay alive in this series, LAG are going to have a little bit more pressure on their back. They're great at rotating. We saw it on that map number 1. But this is where London, they're able to use that ability of breaking hard points. They're number 1 in the league currently. This is where they can take advantage and force that game 5.
Yeah, and if we're talking about, you know, stereotypes or at least what's typical for both of these teams, I mean, that felt like a typical map, not just for the Ravens, but for LAG as well, right? We talked about the constant struggles that the Gorillas have faced. They've lost all 3 control games so far throughout our stage 1 major qualifier. All of them have been in round 5. Granted, this one ends in 4, but the primary talking point, Jay, around LAG has been Hook's performance. Since like a 0.77 KD in control, obviously nearly goes double negative in this particular control as well. I know we talked about the Gorillas, a different game plan, but when it comes down to the control, not at all the same story. And I don't know, where does the concern level now get granted if you are the LA Gorillas? Obviously, they're great in the first 2 maps. They're able to rebound in the close situations, but a control loss there. We're now getting ready to see another respawn specifically on Berlin, where you talked about it. Ravens excellent versus Minnesota yesterday, despite not rotating. How do you feel about that same game plan strategy from the Gorillas, considering that that map looked a lot more like them so far throughout the Major 1 qualifiers?
This one kind of scares me because LAG, just based on the maximums that we have, this is where they need to be able to close out the series. They need to be able to close it out in 4, because if they get to that Bocage S&D, which is that game number 5, I mean, the Ravens, they only have 1 rep on it, and it was a 6-5 all the way versus Optic. There's so much that you can take away from that. But on the opposite side for LAG, they have yet to play it. So it's kind of worrying now, because your game plan worked out flawlessly. You come out, you take the map number 1, you take the search and destroy. You put yourself in a great position to take that map number 3. But when you're losing the very first defensive round by 15 kills, to try to fight back into that, even with them possibly closing out that last round, if who picks up that kill, you still would have been on the offensive attack. Probably still ends up at this map 4.
Yeah, it does.
They just have to make sure that they're slaying and holding down their hard points. The money hills are going to be the P3s. Because P4, you're not really going to get a chunk of time. But the P3s, when you're early set up, you have to make sure you get there. If you're swanning towards top P1 on top plat side, that means you're initially getting to that hard point first. You're going to be able to start off with at least a good 10 to 15 uncontested. If the kills are going in your favor,
I won't do
just
it yet
think
then,
about
because
the
I gotta
rotation.
fucking take a
Because the
leak. I'll be
Ravens,
right back.
they're not thinking about it. They're just thinking about, hey, we're going to head bash the hill, we're going to win our gunfights, and we're going to break it, make it look easy.
Yeah, you can tell like this London Royal Ravens team, obviously off the interviews that we've seen from them as well, they just are a confident bunch without question. And now coming in to this next hard point, we're talking about a few top performers so far throughout the season. It's obviously going to be Slasher from the opposite side. We've talked about Asen, we've talked about Gunless. Now it's time for the vet, Austin Liticote, a 1.10 KD so far here in a hard point throughout our Major 1 qualifiers. And again, we continue to talk about the man, the legend that is Gizmo, a 1.15 KD in hard point for him. And I know, Jim, we talked about a number of different things, right? Players to look out for, things to keep in mind. Gizmo, without a doubt, is going to be one of those players that you are keeping in mind. But right, it has to be this idea. Again, it's all about the rotations. Like I said, versus Minnesota yesterday. I forget who tweeted it out, and my apologies for that, but I know the desk touched on it. I know Ali specifically was mentioning it. Minnesota won 9 out of the 9 rotations and still lost 250 to like 138. That was still not enough. Now coming into this next Berlin, we can talk about players all we want, but specifically being in the position, if you are LAG, I mean, from your perspective, I know it's kind of hard to call. How do you hold off a team that is not rotating, still yet seeing so much success from their slang side?
Go.
You just have to make sure that your setups are exactly what you need them to be. When no one is dying off the rotation, that's the perfect way to start into a hard point. When you have the crossfire set up, even if trades are going down back and forth, as long as you're winning a majority of those gunfights towards the backside, towards the spots that are going to influence the spawns, that is where they need to put their main focus point on. But here we go into this map number 4. We're going to have the Ravens actually spawning on top flat side. So it's going to force LAG to try to break in from bottom train. Nasty able to find the first ASIM with the nade. But so far, early 10 to 15 seconds going in favor of the Ravens.
Yeah, and not only did we talk about the Ravens liking Berlin, seeing a lot of success, especially yesterday versus the Rocker in the midst of really not a ton of rotation fight victories for them. Also, LAG, they have liked Berlin a decent amount as well. So far, 2-0 here at our Major 1 qualifiers on this map. A team that struggled mightily on this map over at the Kickoff Classic. They turned things around mightily coming into online play. Okay, so that was one of our keys to victory. Both these teams in favor of this map, and we'll see if LAG and continue to make the adjustments as the first hill done and dusted. Nice little 10+ point advantage for LAG off the start, but now it's all about the rotations.
Nasty does find the first kill, but Gunless and Hoop, they're able to find 2 of their own. Trades going back and forth at this point. Asim wins a huge one-on-1. So now the spawns are going to be flipped. This is the best case scenario right now if you're LAG. You can find a couple kills here, hold on this tam, and keep the spawns. Oh! Unfortunately, Asim is going to meet the 2-piece up Nasty, and that's going to be London able to break in from the backside. 40 seconds left. LAG, if you're here, you just want to contest this to lead once or twice, but make sure you think about those spawns as number 3 in Gizmo is already thinking big picture.
Yeah, he absolutely is. Nasty.
Hang on.
They trade mashing toward the bottom side. And yeah, we actually do see a trade. Interesting spot there toward the street. So a few interesting kills going down inside of Library. Meanwhile, on the outside of this bad boy objective, it's some interesting fights.
I think, are you talking about the times
could have been Asen. How about that shot coming in from Afro and Zero as they will lock up spawns for next? I mean, one of our money hills, the fact that it comes down to a little 1v1 in which that LAG player just nearly gets around the corner, it's got to be big. But the Gorilla's hot on the attack already. They are already going to be inside of bottom fire. Winning a few of these fights, that's going to be a 3-for-1 trade in their favor. Now it's up to Zero to try and go big. One of the players spawns out, and because of that, Gorillas rush on in, and now they have got early time at one of the best hard points here on Berlin.
Such a beautiful break coming in from LAG. It all starts with Gunless finding that opening kill from the front side, and then they were able to put 3 players in towards fire, win those gunfights, block the back spawn, and eventually take control. Now with about 30 seconds left, this has just been great work from Asim. Look at this guy, 25 seconds, he's off the rotation. This is going to completely throw the Ravens off guard, even though they do find 3 in towards the old hill. With Asim in this position, he's going to allow his teammates to spawn back alley, which should make it a lot easier off the rotation.
And you can see, right, the Ravens, their arrows, Jay, they were looking specifically at the top left of our map. They were like waiting, they're ready to set them up in a spawn trap. Little do they know, Asim already toward the other side as they will spawn, like I said, toward that back alley position. Now it's actually gonna be up to Zero. He actually gets dropped there from Slasher. Great work coming through from the vet. The automaton in his hands, he takes down Zero in what could have been a great spot for the Ravens to try and set up a pinch. How about the utility tossed early? Hook now to the backside of P2, a common angle but where the opposition can come from, but that is anything
just so
but
you're
common.
aware,
Some great shots coming through.
The Toronto
They're out of
versus
hoop,
Mutineers game
as that's
is
going to be 4
happening
down
next.
in the feed for
Bocage is the
London.
first map, which is
Spawns
usually the map
fully
that
aware if
everybody
you
goes
are the
over on
LAG side,
bets.
up by 50
So I'm gonna
points, and that lead
advance and
only
Dave,
looks to
because
get
they changed the game
extended
he won
as
since he's
Gizmo's
not
at least
playing,
able to
and I'm
find
gonna
one in
advance
train,
over Dave
and now
over.
the potential break from London.
LAG have been holding this hard point down to the T. Usually do not see a lot of successful holds on P4, but when you're shutting down every single wave of kills on the side of the Ravens, it's going to be super easy. They're able to put themselves up by 70 points now.
I'm gonna do
So with
sacks,
5
I'm
seconds
gonna do
remaining on this hard
double
point, they're just sticking so far ahead of the game right now. Catching the Ravens late on rotation is the reason why they're able to blow this lead wide open. But now it comes down to this P5 hard point. LAG, if you are them, you just cannot allow the Ravens to get back into this game with a good chunk of time here.
I mean,
And how about Slasher, by the way? Starting things off at 17-7. Obviously highlighted for a great KD so far in hard point throughout the Major 1 qualifiers, but he's playing great. Now it's 17-8 as he gets taken down. The primary reason why LAG find themselves with a sizable advantage with just one more hill remaining on our first set of rotations. Nasty trying to clear things out through middle. He'll be successful in that venture, but when we talk about P5 on Berlin, it can be some scrappy seconds. London keeping in mind the score, keeping in mind everything. They're trying to hunt for every single second that they can get. Nasty now sitting on fort, trying to turn his game around. That's now going to be 5 for him. 2 more for Streaks, and that could be big for the Ravens as they are down majorly, 70 points. As we will refresh rotation, start things back off at P1, now make it 6 in a row for Nasty. Byron Plumridge.
Yeah, the guy's going crazy right now. If he can pick up these streaks, this could be huge. Going into that P3 or even P4 hardpoint. You don't want to use it when it comes to that P2, but now down 60 points, you see the full wrap coming in from Gunless, able to take that player out from fire. So now they have the man advantage on the break. LAG, they're gonna pinch. They're gonna be able to win a majority of these gunfights, and with 35 seconds left, they're able to break in. This has been such a textbook hardpoint coming in from the vets, making a statement here.
Absolutely making a statement, as that's now going to be Asim sitting on 3 in a row. Ravens, you could feel the sense of urgency is Nasty again, able to take down 2, and we'll see if that makes enough of a dent. The SMGs continue to slay. They continue to be aware, but it's Gunless who wins the fight, and they will walk away with the final 10 seconds of scrap points. London
just
off the rip are going to be in control of our next hill, and boy, do they need a full 60 here. And now Asim again with the early kills off of these spawns. 16 and 10, can he find another one? He slides right into the fight, shutting down Gizmo. The rest of his teammates will now join alongside of him. Asim now with 3, breaking these hills by himself. The teammates have provided the support, but without this man leading the ship, guiding the helm, it would not be successful, as that's going to be 4
because there's no reason they would allow you to make
going
it
down by him. Now on a 5 spree. Moments away from Streaks, and you feel like it's just a matter of time. You feel like it's a matter of time. He's hunting this one down. He wants the Streaks. He'll take down 0 for the 6, but can it be the 7? Is it time for the glide bomb? He runs out of ammo. Gunless takes him down. And my word, LAG, Asim specifically, on a heater. The Ravens finally get a moment to breathe as Afro tries to make a play for spawns at fire.
And now, see the Ravens, they had to try to break these spawns. You cannot allow LAG to set up, but Slasher and Acer are able to find 2. So now if you're Nasty, just play your life in fire. You're the player that's going to open this wide open as you have a couple players trying to set up for the pinch from the front side. Gizmo able to find 2 on the street. Gunless does find 1 in the front, but a majority of these trades going in favor of the Ravens. Spawns are still going to be here for LAG. If they can pick up a couple of these kills and try to potentially break out of this, this is the best case scenario. The pinch is going to be here. Asim with the pistol able to take down 1. Trades are going to be here by Hoop. Last player is going to be 0. He gets traded, and once again, LAG, they keep control of the spawns. They keep control of the point, and with 25 seconds left, if they can hold the remaining of this time, they should be able to break that 200-point mark.
Yeah, Jay, I mean, like I said, this is series-defining time right now. Yes. This is big seconds right now from London as they make the break in a situation where they absolutely have to. But now it's time for the rotation, and we're going across the map. But how about the veteran-like plays from Asim sitting in the street? An uncommon angle nearly gets met with some shots from Afro as 0 will at the least be able to pick him up. Also takes down Hook as well. So some progress being made toward the top side of your map from 0. Specifically, the Ravens doing what they can to try to break through the backside of the spawns. It's still Asum and Slasher winning the fights toward the front, but a 0 now makes somewhat of a dent toward the back. It is still going to be a headbutt right now at the train station. Ravens right now with numbers is they'll push in 3 strong. Gizmo, Nasty actually ends up taking down his own teammate, so that will weaken the forces overall. LAG now with the time, back and forth we go, but because of that team kill, it will be punishment once more. Gorillas inside of the time.
220 and climbing. LAG are finding every single kill in the feed. They push out the spawns. Now they've flipped them to now spawn all of Ravens towards that back. Where else said, hey, you want this 14? We're not going to give you this 14 as Asum is hitting shots like that. 29 and 14. We asked for the guy to have an answer after the series that he had last week.
I'm just saying,
and he has so far answered the call.
Fucking reason,
141 to 228. Now it's time to set up for this P5 hardpoint, and they're already here. As Hook does find another 2 in the feed.
1 or 2 of the ones that are in that 4-player one. If you did power
looking for a spree of his own. Oh my goodness, the quickest of reactions. Never stood a chance.
Yeah.
Nasty will never be the same. 145 to 236. London. What can they do? What can they do when the Gorillas are playing at a level like this?
All right.
Gunless trying to apply some pressure from the back, and London.
Or like, you know what, like
sweat off the brow situation, a moment to breathe, a moment to try and compose themselves. But where did they do that? Of course it's Slasher, it's Hook, it's a 3-for-1 trade. Once more from the Gorillas, one more player to deal with. We say goodnight to Gizmo, and we could say goodbye to this series. We could say goodbye to the winning streak from the London Royal Ravens. 0 tries to challenge, it's all on to Afro, the 1v1. It's gonna be granted from LAG, and say goodnight to your pick'ems. Say goodbye to the win streak of London. LAG come out on this CDL Sunday and shock the world. A 3-1 victory, a series that we said was necessary for that major run tournament. And my goodness, what a performance and what a turnaround that they have. Lose versus the Ultra in a 3-0 just days ago. They come in now versus the other EU side, one of the best teams in the game, and they beat them in 4.
That's unbelievable. It's unbelievable out of LAG, a team full of vets who are just coming off of such a tough loss versus the Ultra. They got 3-0, like the maps weren't even close. The fact that they came in with such a great game plan today to not only win in the vetoes, win in the maps and modes, like just to win in the bans, everything was going in their favor, man. They came out off the rip with that Gavutsu hardpoint. They have yet to play that as a team, but they know that the Ravens' weakness has to be on the rotation. They're always late. They're always relying on breaking on into the hill when they're not there off the rip. And then when they get to the search and destroy, that was the biggest adjustment for me, because the Ravens, they looked great on this map yesterday. They were able to win it 6-2 versus Minnesota, but what LAG were able to do so well was when they got that first blood, they were immediately had the game plan where they wanted it to be. They were not hesitant on the rotations, not hesitant on their play calls. And when you have a bomb planner who's willing to risk his life the way Asum did that round 11 to give his team the advantage and close it out, huge plays from them. I know they let the controls slip, but the fact that they came out in this map number 4 versus a team like the Ravens who really enjoyed this one, win a majority of those rotations and just dominate this game from start to finish, LAG have made a complete turnaround from when we saw them from Toronto.
And the best thing right about this WJ for the Gorillas is not only will they have the chance of having that winning record coming into Major 1, but this is what we thought this team could be. When we came into the season, there was a lot of people talking about how this team, they could crumble early, but there is no doubt the potential that this roster has, and they just seem to be doing exactly what the analysts, what you have said, what Ali has said, what Nameless have said. They have been doing, at least in this series, what we thought that they had the potential to do, to come in and to be one of those rosters that can come through and upset some top caliber teams. That winning streak no longer intact from the London Royal Ravens, as Asum and the crew from LAG walking away with the big dub. Desk, my goodness, what a way to kick off CDL Sunday. We thought that we've had some crazy matchups so far. How about this upset, Bell?
No, that was really nice, man. Do we even call it an upset, man? Take a look at the team over there. The boys from LA were beating on their chest, and they got a really big win out of that, making a statement. And Nameless, looking at this roster, you said last time we were on screen, actually, you looked at Ali now, you said this team was going to be nasty, right?
He did.
Now look at them, beating the London Royal Ravens, a team that was looking like one of the best in the CDL.
Yeah, I mean, they're 3-0 headed into this. They were unbelievable in hard point. Search and Destroy was looking good. Like, they were looking good everywhere, and everybody individually was playing well. Well, what happened today? They ran into an LAG team that has hard point down pat. These guys are now 6-1 in hard point. But you know what the biggest difference was today, Ali? Was the Search and Destroy. LAG have fixed so much in Search and Destroy. They clearly did their VOD review. Like, they were hard countering London in a lot of those rounds. Now, it did come down to the wire, but you saw that play that they made at the very end of Search and Destroy. They knew exactly how they wanted to execute that. Everybody played perfect on LAG throughout that search.
Right, and speaking about Search and Destroy, I mean, Ali, you were so impressed with what we saw.
No, absolutely. LAG, that was the game mode they needed to fix. And hardpoint, they had the slaying power. They were struggling a bit on rotations, but they were still winning. But it was Search and Destroy where they really kept getting knocked down by these top teams. And to come out against London Royal Ravens, who have been looking so good in Search and Destroy, it was a lot off of Slasher's first bloods, at least for me. It felt like the second Slasher beamed somebody across map on Berlin. That was it. All of LAG got the green light to fly forward. They were catching London off guard. They were playing aggressive, and it was a great overall showing out of them.
Yes, and speaking about LAG, let's go ahead and jump into a Game Fuel post-victory spotlight interview with none other than Asim, who has been tearing it up since that New York game. My man, how you feeling right now? Congratulations on the big win, but I have an honest, real big question for you. Now, as your team is starting to, rile up some momentum with these wins, what is something that you guys have gotten better with to really lead you to this point? Because the chemistry seems better and the energy with the team just seems a lot better as well.
Yeah, like I said in my previous interview, I just think we all are super experienced and we know what we're doing. We just got to make sure that we stick to the same page and make sure we're accomplishing what we do in practice. And if we can do that, it'll be super clean. Now I think the next step is just to focus on control, and we should be a top contender in no time.
Absolutely, I completely agree. I feel like you all proved that with this series. Asim, I gotta ask you, man, you seem so much more consistent and so much more comfortable on the map this year. I mean, you have been dropping straight bombs, going on streaks, and whenever your team is down and out, you're kind of the guy keeping everybody in there. Are you kind of being a shot caller for this team right now?
Yeah, a little. I think over the years, I finally got to learn what I need a shot call, and sometimes it works like a charm, and sometimes it doesn't. But for the most part, right now, I just have full confidence in my team, and they're letting me do whatever I want, and I'm just learning every step of the way, and it's working. So I'm just gonna stick to it.
Hey, so I have a question for you. Actually, a two-part question. So first things first, what separates you guys so much in hardpoint from the majority of the teams that we have in the CDL? Because you guys are 6-1, seemingly been dominant throughout the start, of the league. And then also, what have you done individually to step up? Because to me, you've had like the biggest or the quickest turnaround from week 1 to week 2.
Honestly, and I feel like this year more so than every year, I've been grasping more of like a textbook type of Call of Duty and hardpoint, and I feel like with Gunless and Slasher, they don't make any rotational mistakes. So I think all in all, it feels like we are the most structured team in hardpoint. So I feel like that's why we're finding so much success in it. And to be honest, we should be undefeated, but that's here nor there.
Hey, love that.
All right, well, you know what? You could go undefeated from this point on into at least the next major, right? And hopefully you guys are able to do that. Thank you so much for putting on a great show today, man. That 1.32 it was phenomenal on our screens. Enjoy the big game, and I hope you have a great day.
Appreciate it, guys. Rams house, let's go.
Take it easy, bro.
Well, since I'm in Ohio, I think I'm going to go for the Bengals. We'll talk about that next time, though. But, Ali, so far, today has been great. London Royal Ravens copped a big L in a big way as well. But the team, they still look good. It's no time to panic, right?
Yeah, they still look good. For me, a lot of that series was London making a bit of some blunders for me. We talk about them needing to work on rotation. I know I said if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, now it's kind of broke. So I think they need to start working on those rotations because that's really the nail in the coffin when it came to this LAG series.
Yes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have one more game on the day. The Florida Mutineers will be facing off against the Toronto Ultra. Now, Florida, from what we saw yesterday, I'm pretty sure they're all pretty upset and they really want to make a statement with this one. But Toronto Ultra, they want to continuously prove that they're one of the best teams that ever graced the CDL. We'll see you guys on the other side of the break to continue with some more CDL action.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Zenny Gaming. Armor your eyes with Block's gaming glasses starting at $24 by visiting zenny.com/CDL.
Haters talking to me, tell them pipe down. Or it's lights out, zeros on the debit, baby, all I do is swipe now. Gucci sweater 5,000, stunning, buzzing. I be going up, no ceiling. Wow, ballin', running, getting to the paper, I'm peeling out. They gon' know me as legendary. You in the stands, I ain't need no commentary. They gon' know me as legendary. You in the stands, I ain't need no commentary. Ain't no option, ain't no secondary. I just throw it out like a Hail Mary.
All right, welcome back to the CDL. And to close out the second week of what's been going on this year, we're going to have a banger of a matchup between the Toronto Ultra and the Florida Millionaires. And breaking it all down will be me, the desk host, Veli, Ali, and also Nameless. And in this matchup right here, it's going to be really interesting, Nameless, because there is a sub in play for Toronto Ultra.
Yeah, they got Hixie playing, and we're going to see how he plugs in for Cammy. Plugging in for Cammy, those are tough shoes to fill. Like, Cammy, I thought at times was the best player in the game last year. Like, the guy could pop off. So Hixie's got to come in, play that flex role, and really just fit into the system. I think they'll be okay, though.
Right, and Ali, with Hixie coming in, and you know him from Challenger League as well. I mean, this guy, he's a beast.
No, he is really nasty coming up from the EU scene. And again, in Vanguard, his placings have been about top 6 thus far. But again, we had Cap come in, his average placing, it was like T23, 0.7. So I 100% expect Hixie to come in out hot.
Now, let's talk about it and let's break it down. When it comes to Toronto and the game field keys of victory, Nameless, overall, what do you expect from this team?
I expect this team to be fantastic. You can see the smile on Hixie right now. He's really excited to get in and get going for the squad. But for the game field keys to victory, continue to showcase elite setups and hardpoint. They're first in hold percentage. That's just a testament to the teamwork that this team has. Take control in the control. Second in round win percentage, Florida is last. So, you know, this is probably a team with the best teamwork versus one of the teams with the worst teamwork that relies on a lot of individual plays.
Yeah.
It's not to say Florida can't get better. It's just where they're at right now. And then Insight has to get back to normal ways in search and destroy. 0.89 KD this season, 1.24 in Cold War. Sort of the backbone for this team. A lot of times when somebody was left in a clutch situation, it was Insight. And more often times than not, you can count on him to win that round. I think he's just learning, getting more comfortable right now, and he'll get there. But if they want to be dominant at search, he's got to get there soon.
Definitely. And seeing that man bounce on the screen every single time, look at him, man. Good vibes. These guys are ready for a big dub. And yes, in order to win this game, they're going to have to go against a team, like you said, they have a lot of individual prowess, right? Like, okay, Vivid having, 85 engagements. Ali, when it comes to this team, they're going to have to bring that and more in order to beat Toronto.
That and more. Like we said, it was an incredibly high engagement game, but they still didn't win it. So when you have to talk about that situation is where's the decision making? Because those kills are coming through, but clearly they aren't making much of an impact on the map itself. So I'm wondering who's kind of being the play caller when it comes to this Florida team, because they showed a lot of promise in Kickoff Classic, a little bit in week 1, but then they went up against LA Thieves and kind of got slammed. So when it comes to the game fuel keys to victory, Vivid needs to turn those kills at hardpoint, those engagements, over into control as well. He has a 0.8 KD, so if he could step it up for his squad in the slaying department, maybe it could go a little bit more their way. And they need to focus on knocking down hills and hardpoint. They're 10th in hold percentage, so they might be getting that early rotation, but they are losing all the gunfights following that. And of course, make your life easier in S&D. They're 11th in first blood win percentage and 4th in round win percentage. So you know what? They've been winning rounds, even when down a man. So imagine how much of a turnaround that would be if they end up getting those first bloods first.
Wow, and take a look at the stats. I mean, that's really interesting because even though they're 10th and 11th in a lot of categories, the thing is, the games that they're losing are extremely winnable. They're almost there. And with that being said, for the last game of the day, let's talk about it. Nameless, when it comes to predictions, man, Florida, they held their own yesterday. They looked really good, and they're going against Toronto Ultra, who's definitely looked human so far this season. Who do you have winning this matchup?
I'm going to go Toronto Ultra. I think they're going to take it 3-1. I can't go against that team.
He definitely can. Ali, who do you have winning this game? Are you going with the boys in Florida or Toronto Ultra, who's been looking just so damn good this year?
Well, you know what, Veli? There's been already an upset today, and that might be the theme going into it, but I'm going to go with Toronto Ultra. You know what, actually, I'm missing
Where's your
something.
glasses
I can't
at?
see any of you very well last time I checked, so I'm gonna have my boys up north help me. Can you open this for me, lovely?
I got you. I got
the nails on, guys. I can't be opening stuff like
the
this.
beautiful Toronto Ultra glasses.
Thank you so much, because, you know, we are the North. I still can't see, but they look good, right?
They look great.
I think Toronto Ultra's going to take this.
You got to get the prescription lenses in those. Ladies and gentlemen, that's about it. I'm going to rock with Toronto Ultra because Kleenex is a beast, and I love seeing this team on screen whenever they're up there. But let's go ahead and toss this away to the casters. Hey, fellas, Toronto versus Florida. This is going to be a good one, right?
Nice. Good talk.
Hey, it certainly should do. Thanks for having us on. I'll be honest with you, I'm looking forward to today. Toronto should be good. Obviously, I know what you're all thinking. You're wondering what I'm doing here, but I'll be honest with you. Being new to the CDL, I'm trying to fit in with our American colleagues, and they keep going on about superb owls today. So I thought I would join in with mine, and hopefully I can be part of the crew. But Tan, going into this game, it should be a really good one. The biggest story though has got to be about Hixie debuting in the CDL. How much does it affect Ultra?
It's a good question. I hope we do enjoy this game. Bryce is probably going to be well last after that gag, to be completely frank with you.
Yeah,
maybe. But look, I mean, it's the opportunity for Hixie to come in here and show what he's made of. We're very, very excited to see how he does play it. Absolutely delighted the L has fallen off your shoulder. Nonetheless, for Ultra, it's a bit of a mix-up. It has to be said. It is coming at the last moment. How long did they know that Cammy wasn't going to be in? Have they had time to practice? Does Hixie fit into that role that they need him to fit into? There is many questions to be asked, not just about the props from the casters, but into the first map we are about to go. And it does make things very, very interesting in this series. We had this one as a lock, pretty much. We were like, right, yeah, Ultra probably should take it. Yeah, Mutineers looked pretty good last night, but is it going to be good enough to go up against a team like Ultra? Well, now maybe it is. We're going to go on board with Hixie to kick things off. And what can the rookie do up against the Florida Mutineers?
Yeah, so much pressure on Hixie for this one, to be fair. Obviously, coming into what is looking like a very good Toronto Ultra team. A lot of people are going to be eyes on, wondering exactly what he can do and what his future in the CDL will entail. At the moment, both teams just hitting the mixer, though. Of course, this is Bakaj, and P1, it's a little bit mixy.
All the time. It's just interesting to see how Hixie is going to fit in. I think that's the kind of thing that we have to look at here. Are the SMGs going to be the main thing for him on this map? You would expect so. Coming in is what you would expect to be a flex on this squad. And I'm just interested to see if he can take this opportunity. You've seen the vibes in the cameras at the beginning of the game. Everyone's feeling good. The laughs are there all the time. You know all these boys on the Ultra vibing. We quite often have seen that from time to time. The cams are always a nice little showing from the boys, but so far so good, I suppose. At the same time, not many points have went down, but for the Ultra, they do have a hold of the spawns. A few kills do come in for the Mutineers, make that all four dead momentarily. Spawns still there for Ultra. They will continue to hold them, but the kill feed's mostly lighting up for the Mutineers.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, coming into this one, I definitely felt like this may be a bit of a more Mutineers map. Realistically, I always think about Ultra and their teamwork coming into it, but Kaj does not play to their strength, and now they have a new player. I think this is going to be an uphill battle for the majority of it. A very low-scoring game at the moment for both teams, however. And you can see they're still just trading all over the map here. Nobody really getting any time. It's very, very early, but I would already be probably calling this could go to time.
Yeah, Paddy, 10-2 out of the gates. And that 10-3's insight will find him, and eventually some sort of control has been established by the Toronto Ultra. They will start to pick up some points with only 15 seconds or so remaining, but this rotation is very much the important one. Kleenex hunting down as best as he can. Awakening gets caught. Is he going to be able to find Vivid towards the back as well? Dave Paddy is there for support. And doesn't need to find the second kill. Looks like the Mutineers are going to lock down these spawns for P3. Inside the Grandmas now, and looking to soak up some time.
Well, here come the Ultra. They're going to try and push through. Here's a few respawns coming off the back here from Mutineers. And Ban's trying to get through. Already gets one, but does get traded away straight away. Fighting in the hill, though. Sky's getting two. And now you can see Insight has to wait for his teammates. Needs a little bit of reinforcement before he takes this, as it's all Mutineers in the kill feed. Oh, Mutineers as Dave Paddy gets two. And at the moment, Ultra seem to be a little bit struggling. There is no break coming through for them, even though Kleenex now gets two.
Let's see, can he make it three? Not quite. Skies is there inside the hard point, doing his best to lock things down. Just a really, really good hold. Dave Paddy staying alive towards the back has really helped out the Mutineers here. Seems like they will be cleared out a little bit. Have to be careful not to be forced into this spawn, but only 15 seconds remaining on this hill. The shots through the wall, not quite good enough. Ultra soak up a little bit of time. They had the side of the map that they want in terms of spawns, as Hixie picks up 2, 7 and 10 out of him so far. Let's see if he can get things going. Make that 3 and 4 from Hixie. Look at him go, the rookie on the stage. May well be in the facility for Ultra, but that is a good start for him. Can he keep it going? Not quite. Nixie lighting it up. Need to see more of that from him, though. Ultra just about in the lead off the back of a good amount of scrap time going over towards them.
Well, they need that bit of confidence there for Hixie. Obviously, it is his debut, but right now it is going to be Ultra in the lead as we head into the barn. And Clinics and Bans teaming up there to wipe out a good part of the Mutineers. And maybe this is the Ultra feeling a little bit more confident now coming into it. Questions have been asked. The biggest question is how are they going to deal with more structured game modes? How is their S&D going to be? Because Hardpoint, well, it's crazy, it's fast, it's sometimes a little bit weird, and it seems like both teams are just throwing themselves into this time and time again. I honestly don't know who's coming out on top.
And I wonder if that's maybe a tactic from the Ultra in the sense of that, okay, we'll brought Hixie in terms of that methodical player that, you know, the teamwork that Toronto Ultra are well known for. Sometimes Mikage is a little bit mixy, it has to be said, we all know it. Very much is down to some tactics, it has to be said. We'll not deter away from some of the teams who are very solid at this map, but it can be one of those where it's just about headbutting, it's just about being fast and frantic. You throw Hixie into that kind of game, it doesn't necessarily take a lot of this teamwork, but speaking of teamwork, it seems as if Ultra have just about won this rotation. One of the teams who are the best at holding kills when they do get a hold of it, advance with important kills towards the back. They do have the spawns, but they have to defend well.
Really? Yeah, this is not easy for them to get in. Every single time you jump into River Hardpoint, you know you've got so many places to defend, and players will jump on you over and over again. You can see Vivid trying to get into the tower there as well. And Paddy also does a gun on Bans from long range. And the Mutineers are sticking it to Ultra, but somehow Ultra still in the lead here as we look for the next rotation.
Not Ultra, but they do have the lead. They do have the spawns, if albeit momentarily they're trying to get in the hill. But I'm interested to hear the comms from Toronto Ultra. Let's go in to listen.
But Juliana's dropping Evelyn off, so she's going to
Already up front.
Keep going. Dead.
Go front.
Nice.
So I'm trying to see.
G3 still, remember? Guys. I'm waiting.
Top Caesar.
Yeah, exactly.
Caesar's top. I'm with you. Yeah, Caesar was top grannies.
Top barn. Jump down. Hey, top 8.
Okay.
What are you lot doing?
Didn't change anything.
Top out. He's gate. Reese is back coming. Caesar's in main.
Oh, in shed.
Reese is weak.
One's in shed, one hill.
Big kill off time. Push out gate.
Nice,
well played.
Never
time.
Yeah, need overtime as well.
Yeah, Reese is gate.
Back right tank, David.
He's gonna go main.
Back right tank, Dave. Fucking hell.
I'm with you, Toby.
He's still back right tank, Dave.
I don't know where he's on time. Gate.
Where is he on time?
He's barn.
Left me, away.
Dave's still P2 tank, no time. Dave
go
still
for left
P2
if you
tank.
can. They're gonna hit me out. Yeah, play left.
He's wait, what? Weaker.
No one was in barn, I think.
Yeah, it's front barn. And one's down.
Awakening back left. Fences. He's one to spawn there, left.
Barn still absolute.
I'm dead. I got that. One more.
Nice, that's two dead. Two dead. Alright, let's take our time there.
Yeah. One on old and one probably back right.
He's on the barrel spot. Ace and D. Ace and D coming, nice. One was
deep left for me. I'm leaving him.
Yeah, good play.
In fucking top right barn.
One should be time.
Right, one more top barn on
I don't see him.
He's on the back roof.
Back roof. Backed in. Back roof and backed in. He's on top. No, he's behind the tree.
Tree.
Yeah. He's weak behind the tree.
In it. And tin,
barrel spot dead.
In as well.
I'm stunned, mate.
In the top barn.
In the barn.
We'll see the guy barn.
Wakening's back coming.
Nice.
Wow, Ultra cool, calm and collected. Pretty much what we've been expecting all year from them in terms of comms. They are known for it. However, what they're not known is for Dave Paddy to absolutely slaughter them across the map. 23 and 11 so far, Ton. He's put in some serious work, with somehow Ultra still in the lead.
Yeah, he's putting in the work, but is it resulting in much for Florida Mutineers? The answer to that question is no. If you look at the kill feed, the scoreboard more specifically, it's fairly even across the board, and the outlier is Dave Paddy. It's not really making much of a difference, as mentioned. Heading over here, and this is where the gunfights need to be won, and skies are going to fall far too easily. Ultra seem to just be warming up into this game a little bit. Somebody who hasn't necessarily got things going too quickly is Vivid. We know how good he has been on this map. The engagements are usually there for him. He is amongst the top in this game so far. At the same time, we haven't seen the levels we have done before, but the Ultra keep a hold of the spawns towards the back here at P3 inside of Grandma's. Inside the hill as well. The rest of the team just trying to clear out as quickly as they can. Gunfight's going to come on through. Kleenex will find the kill onto Awakening, but it is the Mutineers inside the hard point. Spawn's still there for Ultra. 30 seconds to go.
Well, the Skies looking for players. There will be a bait and switch. Players from Ultra swinging into that one as well. They're having to back off a little bit here, the Mutineers. The pressure has come in from the Purples, and you can already see they are clearing this out very, very effectively. They're Paddy trying to stay alive, but it's an Ultra swarm coming through. The Mutineers are on the back foot, and I say that as Vivid explodes through. Bans finally gets that trade here, but with 20 hard points, he he had no health. He had no health. Somehow now with with health remaining, Bance has stayed into this one and got them a little bit extra time. And on Bocage, every single point is important because you don't know when your next ones are coming.
Yeah, it's a good lead for the Toronto Ultra right now. Extended that just a little bit. It's been close all the way through, and it's the biggest lead we've seen. Hixie down this right-hand side, 19 and 23 from him, just trying to keep these engagements up, getting in and amongst it. This moment in time, though, Mutineers just about winning it out over towards Barn. Gets shots from inside, can't find the second. The trades are there in the favor of the Mutineers once more. 35 seconds remaining on this hill. Ultra just posturing as they're trying to make this push on through. They need to break it quickly.
Well, that's 2 big kills already there from Ultra, somehow managing to get their way through into the barn here, looking for this last player. They know is about it. Sky comes in for the challenge. Hixie is aware, and more kills come down. It's going to be Awakening outside. Vivid also throwing into this one. It's always chaotic around barn. There's just so many entrances and places for players to sit. But where will this rotation come in? 10 seconds left for the Mutineers onto this hill, and keep an eye. Dave Paddy, who has been influential for Florida right now, has gone right around the back. What can he do?
Let's see, they win out the last remaining gunfights over towards that middle hill. Paddy has been taken down to the back. It looks like Ultra have getting away with this one nice and cleanly. One player left, that's going to be Vivid. Spawns actually come in for the Mutineers, and here comes the streaks. Paddy has had them pretty much since P1. Can he do anything with them? The rest of his team do fall as he finds the kill with the glide bomb. Where are the spawns going to come in? They're going to come in for the Mutineers. Now, Bance is the one cut the head off the snake. Can he do it? There's one, there's two. Nelly the third, but Vivid does cut him down. Ultra still in control. Good work from Bance. Spawns are there for Florida.
It is a very close one, though. ClearX managed to get on the flank, finds 2 as well. The Mutineers, every single time you feel like they're getting a toehold back into this game. Ultra somehow just keep ever so slightly ahead as ClearX is now running rampant. 6 kills to his name, but it will be too close as Skies will take him down eventually. Now Bance up top with the auto. And it is going to be both teams here now fighting for this P1 and into P2 control.
Oh, my word.
And I honestly don't know which way it's going to go. At the moment, Ultra have been in control for the majority of this map, but the Mutineers are just so close behind them every single step of the way.
It's one decent break. It's one decent hold from the Mutineers, and they are well and truly back into this game. 30 points on Bocage is a fairly decent amount, but they're currently escalating those. Shots technically next are good from Vivid. Will get cleaned up by Bance. Where are the trades? Which way are they going to go? Back and forth, back and forth. Ooh. Who's going to end out on top? It's going to be Skies to find 2. Hard for the Mutineers to really do much with this middle hard point, though. We have seen teams put up some good points, but they haven't been able to clear it. You need that wipe to get your positioning. It's all going to be about this rotation over towards P2. That's where the money is made. Hixie in top barn. What can he do? 3-man wipe, potentially a 4. CleanX will find that kill back. Keep an eye on these spawns. Big kill towards the back. Insight wins it.
You can already see now Ultra are sweeping towards that back. Hixie spawned out all the way towards tower, so Ultra have had to back up and make sure they secure their lines. You can see now, though, a few points coming down for it, and the score is again so close going into this P2. Can they manage to hold it again? Big kill by Inside on the mid here. We're going to see Dave Paddy go around the outside. He's looking for it on the hill. He's already on it. If his teammates can back him up here, this could cause problems for Ultra.
Look at the clock, though. 24 seconds remaining on the in-game clock. Bear that in mind as we maybe potentially go into this final hill. Shots from Skies are good. He already finds one. The break comes on through. Look at the spawns coming in for Ultra. The Mutineers managed to break it. The lead is slender. 35 seconds remaining on this hill. Awakening well positioned. Finds one in the second in the middle as well. Bance will fall. The Mutineers are about to crawl into the lead if Ultra are not careful. Inside in the middle of nowhere.
Skies gets another one. It's unbelievable. Skies just lit them up completely, and they have taken the lead here. It's off to the races in terms of rotations. Ultra don't want to give them any time either. They're actually going to go for the contest. Trying to find Skies. Skies still alive again. Just causing so many problems. Eventually will be traded out by Bance. And Ultra find themselves on the back foot for the very first part of this game. Is there any way they can make this comeback? They do not have the spawns. They do not have the time. And contests will go against them.
Going to be hit from the front. What can they do? Inside Bance all leading the way. The shot in towards the back are solid. CleanX, Hixie combining well, though. That kill feed, blue and purple, left and right. Which way is it going to go? Ultimately, Hixie.
It's a tie.
The one left, but 4 seconds. Side the hill gets the spin, but the team need to get inside. The contest is not good enough. You need to clear them out. Inside the Toronto Ultra now. Here comes the contest. 0.7, 0.6. It's ticking down. The contest comes in for the Ultra in the lead. They closed out game number 1. And what a game number 1 it was on Bocage. How on earth has that happened?
I really don't know. The Mutineers They looked like they had it. They had it so close. I don't know whether letting that time go down cost them or fighting outside the back for spawns, but something happened and it wasn't what they wanted. Somehow Ultra clutch up in the dying seconds of it, and I'll be honest with you, Ton, I felt like we were going for a tie there. Anything could have happened.
I need to see the final 20 seconds of that map right now.
I'll be honest with you, I'd like to see the entire last rotation again. That's all I want to see.
It's 1 point. Oh my word. You're very unlikely to see a closer game of hardpoint than that. 2-2-1 to 220. And this is all the way back from P number 2. That rotation over towards 3. Mutineers do a great job at picking up so much time on PT. We know it's not Money Hill. We know it is. They pick up so much time. This rotation comes in. You're looking at Insight. First one in. Bans finds a couple. You can see the spawns are there for the Mutineers. It's a 4-point lead heading into this. 10 seconds on the clock, and they're just kind of skipping in between. Let's see where Ultra pick these points up. It's here, still at level. 7 seconds remaining.
Hixie.
There's the contest. Hixie does so well here. The second kill comes. And look at that. Is disgusting. Mutineers find 2 more.
And Hixie and seconds left to go.
There it is. It's Hixie and Insight who find the kills towards the back. They're still behind. There's 1/7
of a second.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. We said it before, Bakaj, it's mixy, it's weird, it's ended like that. It could have been a tie here in the CDL. Ultra are understandably delighted. They probably thought they had lost it several times. Mutineers must feel gutted. They had the rotation. They were in the lead. The timer was going down. They had the spawn. I don't understand. Fortunately, I will say this, Hixie, what a way to debut.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, in terms of actual numbers, we'll need to go and revisit them because honestly, they came up on my screen, but my mind was still on those final 20 seconds, to be honest with you. But it's those couple of moments where he finds those 2 kills towards the back. Absolutely huge. If one of those players gets in through the side door and there's ultimately staring inside the point, they don't pick up as many kills. So a huge 2-piece towards the end. And you can see the players coming in, slapping them on the back. They're getting excited. My goodness, what a way to kick off the series. You know, when we were seeing this game, we thought to ourselves, right, okay, yeah, Ultra should probably get it done. You see the Hixie change that has to happen because of Cammy. Hopefully Cammy does get better soon. You question whether it could be a tight game, and well, a 1-point game on hardpoint tells the story. We may well have a banger of a series on our hands right now. I don't know how Insight's sleeping, to be honest with you. That's it. I'm awake for hours now.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy just seeing how this ended up going down. I did feel like that was a big map for the Mutineers going into the next 2. I don't really have them down in my notes here as having a good chance. But before we get that far, let's have a little comparison between some of our players, shall we? Here's Kleenex and Skies, and as you can see, Skies with a 1.37 coming into this, and it looks like the better player. Doesn't look like the better player, but is the Mutineers going to be the better team with him on, Ton?
It's a question, isn't it? It's in terms of who you're going up against, etc., etc. For Kleenex to have a 1.1 in S&D, I actually don't mind that at all. He's one of those guys. He's going to be up there getting aggressive, looking for those first bloods. This guy's going to be that guy, though, for the Mutineers. You have to question whether it's a very similar kind of role, but nonetheless, good S&D KDs out of both of these players. Skies, though, could be very influential as we head into Search and Destroy in just a moment, but Kleenex, he's the one, as mentioned, getting aggressive, finding those first bloods. We know how important they can be on Tuscan.
Yeah, and I do feel like I'm beating a drum here on this one, Tom. We've spoken before about what is Hixie's influence going to be on the Toronto Ultra coming into this. S&D is one of those questions. We've spoken about it before, you know, when you come into a team that is as well-versed, as structured as the Ultra can be, you're the new guy. A lot of pressure going to be on you. What are they going to do with it? Obviously, not the greatest of stats, but stats don't tell the entire story. I've always said KD ratio, I don't care. But coming into this one, of course, I will say, in terms of stats, that Ultra have won this against Surge and LAG. So they're already pretty well versed on it.
And does that translate into the same sort of statistics when it comes down to it? Well, you don't have Cammy. Awakening gonna have to back on down. Sees a few members at Ultra and backs on down into a good position. We'll find Bance. Can he find a second? Yes, he can. Good plays out of Big Wake. Kleenex falls down ultimately. It is going to be an Insight 1v4 needed.
Well, let's see. That is really slow here, obviously. Not really expecting a 1v4 from him, but What magic does Insight have? This is not going to go well. He's going to challenge the corner, and he sees him. He does manage to get Vivid. Technically still in play here. Realistically, the Mutineers, they're just going to should stack up or get each other's crosses and trades. Should be an almost nightmare scenario. See Sky's on the back and he's gone for it. Should be challenged there, I thought.
Yeah, they're not taking any risks yet. The grenade actually hits them as well. Yeah, 20 seconds to score. The problem being, doesn't have a hold of the bomb. Just going to play this well. The Mutineers, they're going to play it well. Just about. Things got a little bit scary for just a moment, but the Mutineers always in a prime position to close that round out. It's just down to Wake, isn't it? Really well played. Sees the initial 3 players coming on through. He says, yeah, nope. Jumps on down inside the bomb site. They don't expect him to be there and picks up 2 big players. Finds the first round there for the Florida Mutineers.
Well, we were asking about the break for it, and it went from a pretty bad start into a worse ending. Unfortunately, there the Ultra never really got anything going. They didn't win the gunfight and left Insight all alone, wondering what on earth he was going to do. But this is another round. We can see the sniper. Always a good sniper gameplay. We can see on the minimap, though, none of Ultra are here, so there shouldn't be anybody getting caught by that as Hixie goes flying in. Takes down Awakening. That's huge for them at the moment.
Yeah, and get a little bit of real estate on the map as well. Kleenex will find another bomb down middle and nowhere. Kind of similar scenario to what we're seeing in round number 1, but the shoe is on the other foot here now. Florida Mutineers need to find themselves a break on through. 2v4 though. Probably going to work off the back of a sniper from Dave Paddy. Can he find anything but Kleenex? This issue is going to be an issue back here. As soon as any gunfights come on through, he's flying.
Well, just completely set up. The Ultra remaining firm. The only person that actually moves is going to be Kleenex. However, Skies gets hit. Dave Paddy has to stay down. Eventually that pinch has come in, and that will be the end. Ultra hold fast and get a point back onto the board here. 1-1 in this S&D. Like I said before, Ultra, I have favoured them on this map. They have beaten 2 pretty good teams already in Surge and LAG. But again, always that question. Debut, new player, the sub in for Kami, a player who a lot of people have thought is one of the driving forces of Ultra.
See if this next attacking round can be a little bit better from Ultra. I didn't mind the hit that they came out with over towards B, but Awakening finds 2 kills uncontested. It's always going to make your round that little bit more difficult. Insight 3-1 as mentioned. Good start to the game from him. There's going to be a hit coming out from Ultra. This bomb may well be going down, but Vivid catches Bance with, well, a grenade in his hands, and Hixie is able to answer back. 3v3 bomb is down though.
At the moment though, they're going to try and want to get that bomb back. Kleenex though, trying to make a move. Brilliant players. Insight has that sniper. Desperately trying to peek it correctly. However, does get that bomb out. Looks like Ultra might try and meet him. It is a 2 versus 3 here for Ultra. The Mutineers do have map control, and they have the ability to just slow play this now.
What is the play? They do have a hold of the bomb. Mutineers will know that. It's just about trying to find a pick. Awakening will catch Hixie, and all of a sudden it becomes a 1v3 for Insight. And, well, when you have a Car 98 in your hands, it just makes it that little bit more difficult.
Does timing. Has it. Has the chance of getting him, unfortunately, as that player started to come back, switches the pistol and hits the sprint and will go down. The Mutineers holding fast on defense. They go 2-1 up now in the S&D.
Yeah, it's just finding those opening picks. Bance really not expecting Vivid to just be hanging out next to the boxes in Courtyard, and all of a sudden it's an easy kill, and it makes it just so much more difficult. The sign of Toronto Ultra. Good start though here from Florida. Holding their defense as well. Need to find a search and destroy. Especially after what happened in map number 1. Getting yourself a map back. Getting back into the series. Massive momentum swing potentially. They've got control of the A-bomb site. Ultra happy to sit back and potentially go for a retake here. That bomb does go down, which is looking like it's going to happen.
Well, I do know Ultra have some nades for that, just in case, and got them ready to set up. Unfortunately, it hasn't deterred the bomb plant, but they do get first blood. Makes it a little bit equal. I don't think Bance wanted that to go down there. I'm not entirely sure, however. Have a look to push out. Dave Paddy is going to be here. He's going to see him as well. Bance has held his fire and will get that kill. It's now Skies alone in a 1 versus 4, and he's going to go straight down as well. It's all defense here on the S&D, and it now goes 2-2.
I absolutely love that from Bance. You know, look, they find the kill on the flank. They know for a fact that Mutineers are going to have to wrap back around because they have to cover their own bases. The fact that Vivid dies where he dies inside the map room. Ultimately, you think, yeah, Ultra are going to wrap. They're going to kind of converge on the site. This is going to become a problem. If you're the Mutineers, you have to wrap that back around. You have to kind of clear it up to make sure that does not happen. And Bance is like, yeah, cool. I'm just going to wait for you to actually wrap back around here. Finds the kill nice and easy. The round was already done, has to be said. But smart players coming out from Bance. The Vetty. I remember when he just started out, and to call him a veteran now is actually crazy.
It's true. Just constantly getting more old, and everyone seems to be getting younger who plays professional Call of Duty. But jumping onto this next one, at the moment we're on board with Hixie. Obviously he's going to try and watch this cross for his teammates. It looks like they're going to go for that bomb down on A. And Hixie's actually going to try and chow this. He's obviously got the call from his teammates. They've got a hit marker there from either the stun or the nade. Nothing comes of it, but this bomb will go down for Bance.
Same story. This first engagement is going to be absolutely massive to determining who comes out on top in this round. They're probably just waiting for the engagements to come on through, and it's always the team who needs to defuse who seem to be waiting for those engagements. Can't find anything with the snipers. Hixie does take down Vivid, 4v3.
Ultra have given up this bomb site completely. They are playing on a setup here as well, and it seems to be working for them. Bance trying to just stay alive, hoping a teammate can back him up. Will eventually go down. 2 versus 3 now. Dave Paddy with a sniper trying to get a pick for this bomb. He's desperately looking for the Ultra players. He knows that there, and there's a little peekaboo. But Clinic says no, thank you. Tries to hit the no-scope. It's going to be no good. Ultra will take that round, and that's the first attacking round we've seen done.
There you go. Much better from the Ultra side. And that's the problem when you do have a sniper, those sort of scenarios where you need to retake a bomb site. In that situation, if Dave Paddy has the auto in his hands, he may well find a kill or two, but nonetheless, a good attacking round from Ultra. You get that bomb down, it does make the difference, especially if you got somebody inside a broken Kleenex just playing his life. Knows he can peek the bomb from there. It's very, very difficult for Ultra, for the Mutineers, I should say, sorry, to find a defuse when Kleenex is up inside a broken. Here's Dave Paddy inside the same building. Now can he find a pick once more?
Wow, on the other side of it, we do have inside sniping as well. Need the team, but that first blood, however, it might be Awakening. He's found Hixie. And that is a big first kill there for Florida Mutineers.
So
patient.
patient.
The opportunity to dictate pace in this.
v3. Bance will find a kill onto the sniper of the Florida Mutineers. And Paddy now going to be relieved of his duties for a round at least. Guy's got the back on down, knows the grenades will be coming. It's looking like a B hit. Stun will come in for the info for the Ultra.
He's desperately trying to get in position before this happens. He's going to find it with a pistol, but no, Awakening is better. MP40 will win that gunfight, and that does put Mutineers back in the driving seat again. Insight's looking to make a move here. He's actually going to challenge as well. He finds guys on the bomb. He's going to be with Bance. As they're trying to hold it, Bance does go down. It's now Insight with this pistol. He is sniping, remember. But doesn't have an awful lot of options. It is a 1 versus 2. They really want to put that bomb down. It is going to go down as well, surely. He's going to try with a pistol. Awakening. MB40 versus pistols. That's the second time this round. Mutineers will bring it back.
Nicely done from the Mutineers. They just picked them off. Really just patient. Hixie gets very, very aggressive in the middle of the map. We know that's what he likes to do. Very well played from the Mutineers, though. Very happy to just sit and wait for the aggression to come out from Ultra off the back of an attacking round. Maybe they feel confident and the kills follow for the Mutineers and then just play their numbers, plant the bomb, and always difficult for Insight in that scenario. 3-3 now. This one is very difficult to separate either one of these two teams, but Awakening 7-3, 4 spree for him. Maybe looking to try and get something going. Hixie through the middle of the map this time, though. Will find the kill. Paddy will answer back with a kill against Bance, but that aggression paying off this time for the Ultra.
Phoenix getting one. Awakening looking for him, and Insight's trying to get his trade. Does look like a little bit of a switch here. Ultra not going for that A plant. They want to try and work B. You see at the moment, they are leaving Insight. Just watching that flank, making sure nobody comes behind them. Not 100% certain of map control, and I imagine Insiders are going to try and keep an eye for them. That's exactly what he's doing. Hixie's expecting, they're going to wrap. They're going to way through, but Skies has read this like an absolute book. Let's just see him again. He has jumped out. Kleenex was with him here to trade. Didn't expect that second player, and now we're on board with Awakening. This is a 1v2 to put Florida in the lead.
Yeah, if you're Awakening here, Ultra could be literally anywhere. Look like they were potentially wrapping over towards A. Obviously, we can see them still holding over towards B. Awakening will know and they could really be at either bomb site. He's got eyes, and well, not anymore because he's had his head peeled off. Ultra find a round.
Yeah, I've got to say, Ultra played that very, very calm. They didn't try and work a bomb site at all. They waited it out, and Insight says, hey, I see the door you've just opened. Thank you very much.
See the aggression this time around paying off for Ultra. Sexy who found the first, and then Kleenex with another pushing through mid.
Yeah, can we talk about that? Hixie just bombing through mid and bunny hopping and taking a kill.
I respect it.
That's insane.
I respect it. Look, I think, you know, especially when you're playing with these boys, they'll just be telling you play loose and fast, play how you want. Just see what you can do for the boys and help back us up. Oh. It's like, nice. It's the most painful thing that ever happens in Call of Duty. You hold an angle for an eternity and all of a sudden you stop and he appears. Typical.
Hixie with first blood again, and I got to say this. I was speaking to some people who know Hixie before this game, as soon as we know he was going to be a sub, and they said he's probably one of the smartest players they know. It turns out that is paying out for Ultra in a massive way at the moment. Kleenex coming from behind is going to get another kill as well. It's now a 4 versus 2. The Mutineers, they have the bomb, but they don't know where to go with it. They are being slowly squeezed by Toronto.
Oh, and Hixie just going to check that. Can he find the second? Skies towards the back. Now 1v3. Need the ace for the round. And yeah, for Mutineers, it just has crumbled a little bit, but my goodness me, the snap under Kleenex, the centering from Skies is disgusting, but now a 1v2. A lot more doable than a 1v3, you would think, but he's already found 2.
Is this possible? Oh, if he managed to get that kill on Insight, he may go on for the rush bomb plant. Let's try this. He's going to try this.
Inside
just gets it in, and unfortunately they will know the timing exactly, and because they're split up, they feel more than confident to go and check those bomb sites.
Yeah,
holding fast there. I thought the 1v4 was on.
Could have been time just really not on Sky's side. In that scenario, if you maybe got another, 10 seconds or so left on that timer, you may well get a free plant. Whether or not he would have got out or not is another thing, but nonetheless, Ultra, map point. This will put them 2-0 up. It's been quite back and forth, but Ultra just seemed to have stepped it up a gear. These last couple of rounds, the Mutineers now with all the work to do. 3 rounds needed to time the series up.
Mutineers really do need this map. They don't want to go into Tuscan. The map they got pretty badly bodied on last time they played Toronto. Bats again. We see him do this over and over again. The same tactic, and they have got this down to a science. However, that sniper eventually hits. Paddy has taken down Insight.
Vivid just flew out of mid-map there as well. And Ultra say, right, cool. You can take it. Now they're going to have to go for the retake, but Vivid may well just go for this defuse, but Bance in the power position. Dear Paddy, his sniper is glaring at that, though. Bance has to be careful not to lose his head. Kleenex will find the kill on Awakening. 3v3. That bomb is getting defused, and it gets defused. The Mutineers go for that retake. Ultra have to back on down. Sniper covering. Bance can't peek it. Bomb defused.
Yeah, I got to say, that's an excellent play there with the sniper. I mean, he gets him in the end. That will be the final kill cam. That was after the bomb was defused. But Bance saw the glint of the sniper rifle scope. He said, I can't challenge this. If I die, this bomb gets defused regardless. Obviously, he didn't know it was being defused at that current time. And they just lost Insight early on. It kind of broke their setup a little bit. Toronto didn't have any opportunity, but excellent execution there from the Mutineers. They took advantage of it, and they have pushed Ultra just one more round further. Can they make this a 5-5?
And the thing is, when you find that kill on Insight, he's more than likely the one that wraps back into Broken to cover the bomb once it is down. Paddy finds that pick, and it was an important one. Lots of shots being fired, not many of them landed. It's a good grenade from Awakening, isn't able to quite find that hit marker, but same old story. Bomb may well be going down over towards A. Plenty of control here from the Mutineers.
They do have run on the map at the moment. When this bomb goes down, Florida will have complete control. See, there we go. It goes. Ultra are going to have to figure out a way to get through.
Vivid is huge here. If Ultra push out of this door, he needs to find something. Looks like they are just going to go through the mid, so they eliminate his presence really from being an issue. Well, he is going to have to wrap around eventually. This is going to be a hard retake for the Ultra. Awakening will find it first. Vivid is patient, and Bance will fall. Awakening finds another round 11. Beckons as the Florida Mutineers turn it round.
They will not go away without a fight. The Mutineers, it wasn't looking good for them, and now it does. 5-5 on this S&D. They want this map win. They can taste it. They've had the run of it. They've broken down the Ultra setups a couple of times. They're actually out kind of calm playing the Ultra. Just the patience. Here he goes. This is where it counts. This is where the clutch factor must come in. They are on the attack again. And it's a big hit. Look at Ultra. They go for a huge hit through A Street.
Oh, they've really went for it. And it's not worked out in their favor. Mutineers playing this one very, very patiently, but they wouldn't have expected Bance there. All the way up over towards the statue side. Dave Paddy will be taken down, but the Mutineers start to rotate this one over towards B. They got a free bomb site, but Vivid, he's either going to find a huge kill here or potentially run into 3 members of Ultra.
Mutineers got to make a choice. They're in church. They're looking for these players. The Mutineers have to make a decision. Oh, he's just going to play her at the back here. This could be huge for him. He's found inside, but he does get away. That does give away his position, though. Vivid now trapped in church. He's going to come out the door. There are 2 players of Ultra here. He does get one and get away. That's huge for the Mutineers. But Bance is still at that A. They've taken down the bomb. Skies is now last alive. The Mutineers could have made this work. Can Skies do a 1v3 to get him this map?
Oh, I mean, he may well be able to find insight towards the back here, but time is once again not on his side. Ultra to go 2-0 up, and here come the reinforcements. Skies now rocking a hard place comes to mind here. Brycey, 15 seconds.
Yeah, this is just going to be disastrous. Unfortunately, they are going to go down, and the Mutineers did so much work. They played so well in that game. Unfortunately, when it comes to 5-5s, and when it comes to cool, calm, and collected, the name at the top of that list is Toronto Ultra, and they go 2-0 up in this series.
Very nicely done. The composure in that round 11 to send everybody down A side. All of a sudden, you've got the bomb. Bance in a good spot. 6 and 7 out of him, but found the 2 in very, very important kills in that final round. Awakening has a good game, but once again, it doesn't translate into a win for the Mutineers there. Once again, close, but no cigar. 6-5, lost hard point by 1 point. May well not be their day today.
No, it certainly was. I've got to give credit there. We're speaking about Hixie a few times, and the aggression worked. Obviously, Toronto Ultra worked around it and said, hey, do your thing and go out and get those kills you needed to. Also, Bance on that last first blood. We're going to talk about that. Bance getting down A and also getting that second kill. Round 11 was so crucial for them. It basically stopped all of the momentum the Mutineers had.
Yeah, it was a really, really good push coming in from the Toronto Ultra. Ultimately, though, not enough to get it done for the Mutineers. Bance with those kills, absolutely huge from him.
Yeah, it certainly was. Well, let's find out if the Mutineers can bounce back. Controllers coming up next. We'll be going to a break, and we'll see you right after this.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Game Fuel. Victory in a can. The Call of Duty League is brought to you by TeamSpeak, the official broadcast communication partner of the Call of Duty League.
Sandy can make all the difference. A current 2 versus 3, but what can they do? What can they do with an attack? Wins it. Standing for the other.
So far, 20 seconds left on this P2 hardpoint. They're continuously just spawning all of Paris Legion back stables, and this is where it can get out of hand because so much pressure towards the middle of the map. They are keeping those rotations in their back pocket. As you see, number 7, which is Dave Patty, already there.
Yeah, this is wild. I mean, how often do we see a play like that? The team has spawns for P2 in Florida. Never really allowed for them to even break out of their base. Vivid, in the midst of a 6 spree, finds one on Tem, and now he's got the glide bomb to kick it off. I mean, if you are the defensive side, you want to try to get them in lives. You want to try to have them throw as much as they can to try and capture that. The Shotzi, putting them on a highlight reel, has some words for Zero at the top side of Church. It's going to take a hope and a prayer to take them down.
Attack they go. Hydra piercing through the middle of the map. Finds one, and now he's causing problems.
Yeah, he's causing problems.
Oh, god dang, he finds another one.
Slaying. A segment gone. 2 players capping it. Hydra still in Church. Oh my god, he's still going. Still finding these kills inside Church. It is his playground right now. He's having a wonderful time. There's a couple more. Hydra still going. Second segment at A. Oh, he finds the 5th inside Church alone.
Scuff and Shotzi combined for 2. Attach. Having to try and stay alive, but it's Sandy on the flank. Sandy can make all the difference. A current 2 versus 3, but what can they do? What can they do with an attack? Wins it. Sandy for the other. A big 1v1 onto the point. Now making it 2v1 as the SMGs from Rocker staying together. They hold the line. 8 combined from these two. Sandy finally goes down, but Attach will not. Can he get some streaks? Yes, he will.
Oh my. There's the first death for LAG in this round. Oh my god. The same. He's having a whale of a time. 23 and 17. Guns, Neptune. Who's next? Does anyone dare test him right now? He is frying. There are 2 players in Church. There's 1 player in Church. A seam! It's still going! Oh my god, a seam!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. You are joining us here for Florida versus Toronto. And these are the 2 players we're highlighting now. Bance versus Awakening. Tan, I gotta say, it's been great for me seeing Bance after all the stick he got at the start of last year just become a force to be reckoned with in the CDL. And of course, Awakening, we saw him in the open bracket way back when, highlighted then. Wow. Still great now.
I mean, I just completely forgot about that until you reminded me. My goodness me. Yeah, that. Wow, I remember watching them in the open bracket. Yeah, that was correct. I can't remember who they went up against. I believe it was actually at the time Mindfreak. It was. Awakening went crazy and knocked them down to the losers bracket. We were like, who's this guy? And now we see it. That's wild. What a just a realization moment, Pricey. My goodness. There we go. And look, here he is going up against a man like Bance, who, as said, yes, he has had his criticism in years gone by. Myself being one of those people who's criticized him and, well, got their licking on Twitter for it as well. Nonetheless, here we are, Bance in a really good position with this Toronto team, and they are looking very, very solid. But can Awakening be the guy to turn around here in map number 3? Controller's coming up, and for the Ultra, yes, you may well have a 2-0 lead. But if you are Florida Mutineers, you are 1 point away on hardpoint. You are 1 round away in Search and Destroy. Those small little differences can make all the difference when it does come down to Call of Duty. But can you make the difference this time in your favor as we head into Control? It's time for the Florida Mutineers to turn this one around.
Yeah, the biggest thing about this map, by the way, is not only when Toronto and Florida played last time around, it was a 3-0, but this Control was a 3-0 as well. And that's why I felt like the Mutineers had to win some of those first 2 maps. We'll see how it does play out, though. Hixie on board with new player. Fire Dave Paddy. Look for Awakening. Says thank you very much. And his teammates clean this out completely as well. They're not resting on their laurels. They're not even worried about A. They're already pushing the tempo.
Yeah, just run forward, Hixie, and just kill everything that you run into. Oh my goodness me. His MP40 is decimating the Mutineers at the moment. And progress at A is just ticking on up, and I feel like the Mutineers have already given up on this one. They do find a couple of kills, though. I might invite them to ponder the opportunity to go and have a look at A, but looks as if Ultra are going to wrap this one up. And with only 4 lives lost, they've got 2 minutes and 15 seconds to head over towards B, and Hixie's still going.
Trying to get that kill as well. I mean, This guy just ran straight at him. And somehow Hixie's still alive now on a 4 streak, looking for more players. He's going to find another as well. Dave Paddy goes down. Hixie hasn't even died yet this round, and they're now looking down the barrel of B. Hixie's waiting for reinforcements, though. He is all alone. He finds a player up top as well. Gun, that's got away as well. Hixie refusing to slow down here for the Ultra. The super sub has arrived, and the Ultra are now backing the beef. He is going to eventually fall, but the rest of the purple boys are here.
Skies.
And Skies slows the momentum. Well, he desperately needed to.
He needed to find those kills. Vivid around the back as well is going to put a dent in this attack from Ultra, but what a start from Hixie. 7 in a row. Oh, may well have been the 6. He finds a 1 spree off the back of his initial death, but my goodness, was he causing an issue? And I think that's the thing when you bring a player like this into a team like this. You just say, right, get your head down and slay it. Just fly at them. He does have the smarts, absolutely, but his job's made easy by the players around him as well. Bance will find 2, and here's the push from Ultra.
Florida under the gun. They're going to have to stack this. They're going to have to get ready. Keep an eye on Hixie, though. Hixie's gone for an aggressive flank. Does eventually get traded away, but now they are starting to get ticks onto B. Dave Paddy getting another one. Bance is now coming under pressure. He has reinforcement from his teammates. And Benjamin Bance hits him with the quick slide cancel, but is now alone. They're going to have to slow this down. The Mutineers are rallying. They're taking back B control, and they just have to get rid of Ben Bance in the background.
Yeah, that's the problem. They're going to be concentrating on him. They need to be wary of the rest of the Ultra coming on through. Bance is going to be dealt with, but here comes Hixie once again. Looking to just try and get some sort of control here for Ultra. Not much map control at all, but there's Skies cutting the head of Snake once more, but Dave Paddy towards the back finds 1, can't find another. Inside finds 2 of his own. Momentarily was 4 dead, but here is Vivid inside the point. 9 lives remaining for Ultra, 6 for the Mutineers, make that 8 now for Ultra as Vivid is going massive, can't find the kill into Kleenex. A very close end to the round, 30 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's starting to sound like just concussive waves of stuns flying at the Ultra to slow them down. 22 seconds left. This will be their last attack. They do have the advantage in lives, but they do not have the time. Bance looking for another kill. It's eventually going to go down. That's Dave Paddy in the corner. Kleenex trying to go through as well. Inside gets 1. And now it's Kleenex. Have to get on this time. They have to stop it. They're looking for it. Nades flying in, stuns flying in. He's gone for the aggressive push on the Vivid as well, but he gets cleaned up. The rest of Ultra flying through, and it's only going to be Dave Paddy left in a 1 versus 4. He's looking for them. He's trying to do something. And I just don't know if it's going to be enough. They don't have it, and he backs off in the end. He knows it's no good.
Oh, he finds a pick. There's just not enough time. That is moving up very quickly with 3 members of the Ultra on the point. They just about get it done after a really, really encouraging start. Florida made the most of that there, but ultimately the time wasn't really there for Ultra. They had to go, and they won those final engagements when they needed to. And unfortunately for Ultra, they just didn't have the lives to combat back against it. So that first round is going to go over towards the Ultra. And it was an attacking round at that. Can the Mutineers enter back with one of their own? Dave Paddy 12 and 4. They lose the round.
I was convinced the Mutineers had that. I thought they had it. I didn't think the Ultra were going to get more bodies in quick enough. But they now have to answer back on their own attack. And already doing a very, very good job. Getting a bit of time at 8, stopping that clock. Have the advantage in lives. And the Ultra trying to regain here a little bit after a bad start. Vivid getting 2. Trying to get 3, but Kleenex will eventually shut them down.
They're in a good spot to get a hold of A here, though. They've got a lot of control. Awakening starting to, well, awake a little bit into this game so far. Hasn't had the best of controls. 5 and 9 currently on a 3 spree, looking to make it a 4 up against Insight, but whilst all this is going on, that control over towards A, that point is just ticking on up. Looking like Ultra happy to give this one up. They know they can defend B quite easily, and they lock it down for 2 minutes and 17 seconds, though.
Yeah, it's all going to be about the Florida Mutineers. They have to work this correctly. B is never easy to capture. So let's find out how they are feeling. Let's jump to a Florida Mutineers. Listen in.
Yo, I'm second in.
Look out for Charlie. Look out for Charlie. Charlie back alley. I stunned him in the back. On the truck. He's on the truck. Watch out. Watch alley. He pushed me under radio upstairs. Radio. Watch out. Watch out. Nice. 3 again. Hold. Inside back truck. Back weak. Back truck. Radio. Hard cold. Radio pinching plat. Plat. Stay over. Flash Steve. 1 more flash. Bottom A. Go radio right now. Alright. Stun radio. Yeah, I'm point 1 shot, Kleenex, 2 on point. There's another guy radio point. Pillar point. Pillar jet. Watch out, dead. No one's back there. I have a shriek. I can shriek if you want. Yeah, he's one shot back there. They can get radio right now. I'm back out right now. They can get radio. I'm only top radio. I have a shriek, guys. If we get a good push. Hey, I'm holding your radio. I'm holding your radio. I can shriek and plat. Yeah, you could. All right. Yo, get ready to hold radio then. Hold radio. Turn around. Yeah. Yo, 2 plat, 1 back truck, 1 on the godhead in back. Yo, no, top radio absolute. Right corner.
No, there's no one there. No one there.
21 and 9. He's in the back somewhere, I think. All right. You gotta get plat.
Well, you look at the lives, and it seems as if Ultra in a really bad spot. Mutiny is just trying to put a ribbon on this round nice and quickly with that streak. And I think for me, you know, I mean, look, hindsight's a wonderful thing. They haven't managed to find anything from that. But for Dave, Paddy, and Co, do you need to invest out there? Look at the life difference. You can kind of just slay out for this next minute and potentially win the round, but they choose to invest it, don't find anything from it, and all of a sudden it's a little bit more difficult. But yeah, the streak doesn't really amount to much, Bryce.
Oh. Phoenix just played Skies there like a fiddle. And this is the pressure now. Ultra know they don't have lives to waste. They are trying to play this time. Here comes a big push from the Mutineers. Outrageous start to this control round. But can they convert it into a point on the board? Hixie about to come under trouble. Awakening's here, goes to the slide, goes around the corner. Somehow Hixie and Vance combined, and they're pre-firing in the corner. More players coming through for the Mutineers, though. Vivid and Skies do not stop this train. And Vivid's up top. He sees Insight around the back as well, calls that out, finds a player onto as well. Skies gets one. Eventually, Insight manages to stop the bleed. But is it too little too late? Toronto Ultra have no respawns remaining. The Mutineers maybe have one more push. Look how far away they are.
Yeah, the time is really not on the Mutineers' side here. This is a huge kill. Hixie needs to stay alive. He needs to find this gun. Fight against Awakening. Goes for the challenge. Awakening finds it 4v3 momentarily.
Oh, it's a big push from the Mutineers. They just cleaned it up. They were waiting. They got there in time. They didn't rush in. They waited for the full stack, and that is a beautiful hit for them in the end. And you are probably right. That kill around the back just distracted Toronto a little bit. They weren't happy. They had to look multiple places, and the Mutineers execute perfectly in the end. 1-1 now in this control. It's not the same result as last time.
Absolutely not. And the big difference is there is that kill towards the back. I know ultimately the difference is massive, but if Hixie can find that, all of a sudden you have a 4v3 on the site for the side of Ultra to win the game. Or to win the round, at least, I should say. Sorry, but at the same time, look, you may well be down on the lives at that point, but when there's so little time remaining, the lives have very little to do with it if you can hold that defensive side. But nonetheless, it will be Florida Mutineers to find the round. Awakening. He was, what, maybe 2-9 heading into that second round. Now he's 10-14 and stepped it up in a big way. The Mutineers have leveled things up, but are currently being leveled by Ultra in round number 3. Air control does belong to team from the north, and can they keep a hold of that here to force another couple of minutes onto this round to try and attack over towards B?
Yeah, Ultra just trying to slay out as well here. Clinic's doing the work for them this time around. Tries to turn a burn on Skies. Not going to be quite good enough. And Skies has got 2 to his own name. And Ultra just having to slow this down and get a bit of time onto A. They know they have to capture it regardless, but they really wanted to work lives and towards B as far as they can. Skies, though, he's dialed in here up top, Judge.
Yeah, he's going to have to try and hold it down. A couple of members of Ultra inside of Courtyard. He is going to be, well, I mean, just about given up by the Mutineers, as we so often do see. Awaken inside of mid-map. No, finds 2, will be cut down by Insight. Will force Ultra back just a little bit more. Ultra do have a very slight lead on the live side of things. Make that now 4. So maybe they could work this in their favor. 1 minute and 43 seconds and counting on down to try and get a hold of B or just wipe Mutineers off the map.
Well, this is difficult. It's so difficult to work B. We've seen it time and time again. Obviously, both teams have done it this round, but it has been a close run thing. And that is a huge kill from Skies. It's going to slow down the Ultra attack unless they can get a few more kills. It looks like Clienx is going to go for this. They're going to know he's pushed the site. They found Skies as well. Clienx has got 2. His teammates now need to back him up. You can see already the Mutineers have repositioned here. And now a little bit of time for Ultra, but can they hold off? Big flank coming in from Dave Paddy.
Yeah, he's going to have to find something here, but I just found it funny that the kill from Sky slows them down, and then you get the POV of Kleenex, who just moves forward, but they have been wiped out here, Ultra, for the most part. 2 players towards the back.
Oh,
nice,
Skies.
clean defensive work from the Florida Mutineers. Skies will find 3. They will push it on out. Awakening doing work over the other side of the map as well. We didn't quite see it, but off cam finds 2. Vance and Hixie 4. Nice defensive work from the Mutineers so far, minutes to go.
Tell you something, not only does Awakening get 2 kills here, 3 kills now on this, but it is causing so many issues for Ultra. They know they will have to deal with him eventually. They know he's going to be going through their spawn. It is fragmenting their push. It is making it difficult for them to get any sort of map control. And for every second that this continues, that timer burns down their chances.
Oh, this is just a 4-man stack over towards the patio side. What can Skies do to deal with it? Their Paddy is there to help, but Banks is able to answer back himself. 30 seconds remaining. Ultra have easily got one big push in them here. Bance is going to find two, just weaken up the defense of Florida Mutineers as that now does fall as Awakening. Skies is able to answer back. Final push coming in here for the Ultra.
They're looking for it. Hixie trying to get all the way through here to kill this player. Does find him as well. Now getting back into it. You can see Vivid trying to get around the back. So is Awakening. They're trying to work this point as this has been stopped. Vivid gets two. Vivid gets three. And that will be a complete wipe for the Ultra. I think they're too far away now. Vivid pushes out, sees Insight. Insight does take him down, but I don't think they can launch themselves for this. There's only 5 lives remaining. Can Insight make it?
I don't think he can. I think they're going to try and just play the kills here. Or are they? CleanX is running for it. The thing is, they got 2 ticks towards it. If they can get inside cleanly, then maybe they can do something. Bance inside the point. 1.2 seconds to go. Just not enough time for Ultra to turn that into a round win. Bance with the comms, letting the team know what they could have maybe done better, what went wrong. But nonetheless, it's still just a defensive win coming in for the Mutineers. They'll be very happy to take it. Typically, that is what does happen when we come down to control, whether that be on Tuscan or Gavutsu. It is very defensive sided. Both these teams, though, got an attacking round underneath their belt. The Mutineers have now got a defensive round underneath their belt. Can Ultra answer back with one of their own?
Yeah, I gotta say this. I still think Awakening, unbelievable. Just completely through Ultra off their stride. Look at this hit coming in. Turns out the Mutineers are trying to get it, and Vivid is absolutely snapping. Eventually will go down, and Ultra rebuff what could have been a very dangerous push from the Mutineers. They look to end this very, very quickly if they'd gotten B. Though, with no time slowing down for them, they're now going to have to try and get into A to stop this clock.
Yeah, you always see it, don't you? In one of the attacking rounds, you see one of the teams head for the less favored side of things to get things rolling, and, well, Ultra just about deal with that one, and Mutineers now start to concentrate their resources over towards A. Now gonna pick up a decent amount of time here. Awakening making some work over towards B as well, just to distract Ultra away. Mutineers now ticking over towards A with some momentum. Ultra gonna challenge this.
At the moment, it's a little bit of a stalemate. A little bit of a stalemate as obviously Florida just get progress at A. And Toronto Ultra are thinking about time. They're thinking about whether or not
shots.
We can get the kills. The Skies just completely burns. And player there, Vivid looking for the player who's trying to get the contest going through. And at the moment, they haven't got A still.
Should be able to pick it up, but if you're Ultra, you just try and deny them as much time as possible to make something work over towards B. It's looking like it's going to be about 1 minute and 40 seconds, but pay attention to the lives. That may well come into it as CleanX wins a gunfight. He had probably no right to. Awakening gets wiped out, but it is going to be a reset now for the Mutineers. What can they get going? Well, not a lot, as CleanX and Bance force them away.
So this is where it gets a little bit tense here. The Mutineers want to execute. They're looking for these first few kills. Bance, though, looking for them as well. He's going to dive out here on Vivid. Finds that kill. They're trying to get away, figuring out the best place as well. Awakening does chow, should be chowed as well, and it will be CleanX to just clean it up. They're trying to stay alive. And the Mutineers have been rebuffed for now. There is a fight going on at the moment, and CleanX has seen him, and that was a little bit weird. I thought he was just not going to shoot him for a second.
Yeah, very strange gunfight. I think CleanX is probably quite confused as to why Awakening is there. Nonetheless, he will find the kills. Ultra just about defending well enough. There, Paddy will find 2. He has slowed down, but still at 30 and 18. This guy's been lights out for the Mutineers. Can he be inspirational on this attacking round for them?
Wow, here comes the stack. They have players ready to go now. It's all about the gunfights going down, and it will go to the Florida Mutineers. Bance tries to get one back. He knows the pressure's about to come through here. His Skies, he gets Skies as well. Bance rejects all of that pressure through. The Mutineers are now going to have to take a quick back step, wait for those reinforcements to come through. And they say that, but Awakening's got 2 as well. This is the push. This is everything here. It's going to be time. It's not going to be lives.
There's going to be time at all in this last push. Bance will find another. Vivid will trade this one out with a push over towards Patio is going to come in. Dave Paddy will find one more. Patience from Ultra. They don't want to try and retake this 2v4. CleanX will find one under Vivid, but Mutineers need to hold on. There's not enough time to get back.
CleanX getting 2 as well. Then Paddy managed to get Bance. He's going to turn and burn, but Hixie is there for it. Awakening still alive. He's trying to go through it, but Hixie is laid down on the corner, and now it's a sprint.
44.
Now they have to get it. Bance shuts the door in a player's face. I don't know who that was. It was Vivid. And they just have to try and touch it. I don't think they're going to be able to. I think somehow the Ultra have held and we're going to a round 5 in control.
Well, we often do find ourselves going to round 5 in control, but not with an attacker piece and a defensive piece. It's usually defense hold every single time. I'm very curious to who's going to have the defense here, but as I said, we've seen the teams win the attack and the defense in this control so far. You would still favor the defensive side, absolutely no doubt, and that is now going to belong to the Florida Mutineers. A huge opportunity to get back into this series.
It certainly is, and pretty standard opener there from the Ultra. Exact same thing. Clicks actually did that last round as well. They were on the attack, won the gunfight and pushing straight through, and now they go into the slaying game. They're looking for the kills in and around. Finds Skies out towards the back, but does lose that gunfight versus the auto. This is difficult and dangerous. The Ultra don't want to give away too many lives. They know they need every advantage going into this B side. And it looks like the Mutineers are going to try and break it, Ton. Here they come. Awakening, looking for this play around the corner, and Kleenex is playing the hill pretty well. Can't find him.
That's the back on down, but the rest of the team in a good spot to potentially do something here. Don't need to worry too much about losing A so early. 2 minutes and 10 seconds now to defend over towards B. Lives very, very slightly in the advantage of Ultra. Your players all the way down this outer side of the map. Church control as well. What can you do about Skies towards the back? That grenade from Hixie's not going to find a great deal, and Skies will just sit on this tank all day long. Good luck with your challenges on this, boys.
They don't want to try and push this without numbers, and they're waiting for it. Ultra trying to regroup here, but keep an eye. Paddy eventually does go down to Kleenex. They were hoping he would keep the pressure off them a little bit second, but Vivid is here. Vivid tries to pre-fire inside, and now getting out of here, waiting for teammates to back him up. Being contested, and suddenly there's 3 kills come through. Ultra managed to get it. Somehow Ultra have got onto this point here, and Inside is going to take down Skies as well. And the Ultra now getting progress onto B. Awaken is with Sin. Inside is throwing bullets up at that window. Vivid, though, manages to get 2. This may slow down Ultra a little bit as Awakening comes through as well. Skies gets 1 and says thank you for the second. An Ultra break, but they don't get a lot. They don't get that second tick.
That's the thing, you can find 3 or 4 there, but the spawns are so close, it's so hard to lock down. You can be flanked, it can come from 15 different directions at this point, so it's very, very hard to break on through. Ultra will have another go. There's still plenty of time. No hurry from the Ultra here, as you can see. They're setting up, they're waiting for their moment. Are they going to be able to get past Skies? He doesn't quite find the bullets into 1, but finds the 1 into the second. Not enough to deal with them, though. Hixie will eventually go down. Mutineers hold once more. Slight left advantage for Ultra. I don't know if it'll play into it.
They're going to need another big push, like a really big push. The problem is they've probably only got 2 left into them here, so they have to make this one count if they can. Vans will be shut down completely, though, and Awakening gets the second. Inside is through, and he's stopping the time. They're looking for him. Going to try and challenge him as well. Skies almost goes down to him, but does win that gunfight. It's huge. The Ultra are relying on that. Awakening gets another one. This is screaming for the Mutineers now. They want this map win. And again, just slowing down time. They're having to play this 1 by 1. They have to. They know they have to get through. Bansh just punched through, though. He's opened the door for Ultra, and they're walking through it.
On the flank. The last player's on the flank. They know exactly where he is. They're just going to stack the point. Look how quickly that capture zone is going up. Ultra might have just stolen it. Oh, my goodness me. Ultra, out of absolutely nothing, get the game done.
Benjamin Bance, by the way, you're not always supposed to make hero plays, but that is what it was. He said, I'm going to open the door, boys. Come and walk through to this win. And it's a 3-0 for the Toronto Ultra against the Florida Mutineers. What a finish to that game. The stack has shocked the Mutineers. They thought they had the time. They did not.
And it just comes down to the information. Ultra played it so slowly. The time was on their side. They had around 50 seconds or so. They're just waiting to find the kills. They find 2 at the front, and they know 2 are on the flank. I think it's Hixie who finds 1 in map room, finds that kill. They know the last guy is there because they've been having a gunfight for what seems like 15 minutes. And they just fly at the point and stack it. Ultra get it done so quick, and the Mutineers do not have time to get there and answer back.
That's got to be gutting for Mutineers. They thought they had it. Like I said, it felt like maybe only 2 more pushes for Ultra in total. And it turns out Ultra kept playing the time. I didn't know whether or not jumping on solo was going to work out for them, but it did. And somehow they wrest away control from the Mutineers. It's another 3-0, but that does not tell the story of this at all. It has been some of the 3 closest maps you can imagine here. And well,
story about, we haven't even talked about Hixie in ages. The game was too good.
The game was fantastic. As far as 3-0s go, it's one of the better ones we've seen this year, I would say. I mean, look, it's decided by 1 point in the hardpoint, 1 round in the search, and 1 round in the control. But it's the same old story for the Mutineers. They're close when it comes to some of these top teams, but they just can't quite get it done every single time.
Did you see that on the final kill cam time? Sorry to interrupt. I'm way too excited about this game. Did you see how close they were? They were literally, I think it was like a toe away from stopping it. A toe!
What a game. And look at that. As far as 3-0s go, as mentioned, that's as close as you're ever likely to see it. 1 point in the hard point, 1 round in the search and destroy, 1 round in the control, but at every single point, it falls for the Ultra. What a game. What a game to end the week. My goodness.
Yeah, what a ridiculous game. And we're going to throw it back to our beautiful desk now and see what they made of what was the ridiculous 3-0.
Well, I'm probably guessing that you and Ton are really happy that you saw a European team win once again while you commentated it. You guys are like the caster curse. Whenever an NA team plays against you guys always win. But still, great stuff for Toronto Ultra. Even with the sub nameless team, they didn't skip a beat, man.
Their teamwork is next level. I mean, he went into the he looked like a main SMG, by the way, the way that he was playing. He's super aggressive, and he was extremely impactful. Think into that first map, the plays that he made up top Grandma's in the search and destroy as well. Like, dude, this guy was doing his thing. He might have a spot on a team going forward if Toronto is willing to give him up somewhere.
Hey, there's got to be a buyout somewhere in that contract alley. But it wasn't just Hixie. I mean, Toronto as a whole were great, but you were really happy with what you saw with Bands.
I did. Bands being the route man as always. Honestly, watching him and Hixie on the map, it felt like big bro, little bro, because both of them, it was one or the other. One was getting 1 kill mid, pushing through bottom church, just getting behind enemy lines, and then taking like 2 or 3 down with them constantly. Like, I'm sure Florida was so frustrated with getting shot in the back constantly by not just Bands this time, but now Hixie as well.
But it's got to be frustrating for Florida as well. You know, close loss yesterday. Even today, going against Toronto Ultra, even with the sub, they put on great performances, but they still couldn't pull out the win.
Yeah, and you know what? At the end of that control, that's where we saw the decision-making of Toronto Ultra seriously shine. They got that 8 point so fast.
Go ahead and get
it got
ready.
them